Hey, what it do?
Ahoy!
What's up? Good Thursday. That's my favorite open, the Jack White Open.
Yeah.
I love that.
Well, you love you some Jack White.
God, I love me some Jack White. How's everybody doing today?
Doing great.
Yeah,
Although
yeah.
I still have my Peter Brady thing going on.
Yeah.
When it's time to change.
You sound terrible.
Yeah. It gets better as it goes along. I don't know.
What's wrong with you?
I got to warm up. Me.
Yeah.
Red leather, yellow
Well,
leather.
it's tough what we do.
Is it? It's really not. No, it's.
I mean-
no. Don't.
You know,
No.
it's not. I mean,
We're not digging ditches.
Well,
we're
I would
not
say
getting
this.
the black lung. We're not in the coal mine. Stop it.
well, listen to you. You might be getting black lung.
I got the black lung pop.
I would say it's not hard to do what we do. Anybody can do it, but
Yeah.
it's hard to do well.
I would think that, yes.
Yeah.
And you can debate whether or not we do it well. but
Yeah, I mean,
it's
you
been 20 years and no one's fired us.
Yeah.
I do remember when I first got hired here, the great Iron Furnace once
Yeah.
told me, you have not been in this business until you have been fired, and I have not been fired yet.
Yeah, I mean,
You are up,
well, TV,
man.
Yeah, I got fired from TV.
The GM bro had enough of your crap,
Yeah.
sent you packing.
So does that mean that I'm only in the TV business?
You are only in the TV business.
Bro.
You have not done radio.
Yeah. Okay. I do want to. Let's touch on that for a moment.
All right,
shall we?
What else are we doing? You want to talk about hand size? You want to talk about arm length? And
I have
all
an
that?
arts and crafts question, and yes, we will talk about arm length.
Ooh, I
but
did arts and crafts the other day. It was delightful. I made a card.
the whole adage, because I heard that too. You know who told me that when I first got into the biz?
Who's that?
Glenn Shannon from 92.3 KGON. He said, "You're nobody."
He of the smoothest calves in the game.
Calves?
Yeah, he shaved his legs, and I found it very odd.
Very hot?
No, odd.
Oh.
Odd.
Well, he said hot.
No. Well, I mean,
It probably was hot.
I think it's really
he was a sexy man, but
Neil
he
liked
was hairless on his legs, and
Why?
I've never seen a grown man with hairless legs, and he never wore pants, and I found it odd. But he was I loved the great Glenn Shannon.
Yeah, he was great. He was a DJ on 92.3
Yeah.
back in the day. He lived over in my old hood.
Mm-hmm. Did he?
Yeah, I'd see him back when I ran. I used to see him.
Back when you were shirtless, like
Yeah.
there's stories
Yeah.
of a shirtless Isaac
I
Rock
would.
cruising around the South Waterfront.
Yeah, I'd go by. I didn't know he had hairless legs, or else I probably would have put a shirt on. I didn't want to be accosted out there.
You're all barrel-chested, hairy, and he's with his smooth calves. You
Yeah.
guys made quite the juxtaposition.
I used to run by his house, and he'd wave, and I'd wave. We ended up. So we started off on the wrong foot. I've told you this story.
Yes.
I put my cup of coffee.
Yeah, you don't do that.
Down. Maybe it wasn't a cup of coffee. It was like books or something. I can't remember what I had in my hand, but I put it on his Miata, and he would back in his Miata in the very first parking space back at our old building.
You don't do that.
No, he came firing out of the building. He was I don't know how, but he was somehow watching. I think he had a camera on his Miata.
Look, bottom line is when you get a tasty ride like a convertible Miata, you keep an eye on it. You
did.
know that people are looking.
He did.
You know that people are looking to mess with your Miata, and he won't stand for it.
No, he was not standing for it. He taught me a valuable lesson that day.
You don't mess with another
And that
man.
is that a lot of men totally overvalue their own automobiles.
You don't rub another man's rhubarb, and you don't touch their
Anyway,
Miata.
I was like, all right, I get it. But we started off on the wrong foot. I took my stuff off his car, and over time, we became buddies. Glenn Shannon is a great dude. All those 92.3 KGON old school bros and broettes.
Yeah, they were awesome.
Iris, everybody. They were so cool.
So good.
So fun to work beside, and what a great radio station. So anyway, why were we talking about him?
We were talking about because fired from TV versus radio. And
Yeah, he was the one that told me when I first got into the
Yeah,
business.
it's an old adage.
The old adage of you've never been in this business unless you've been fired.
Yeah.
I think that might have been what he said when he was fired. That's what people say when they're fired.
Yes.
So hopefully he's doing great. Shout out Glenn Shannon wherever you are, my friend, in your sweet ponytail and your cool Miata. But that is a terrible.
Yeah. You don't have to be fired.
Yeah, that is just a terrible. I just think that's what people say when they're fired.
Yeah.
Because it does happen a lot in this business.
Yeah.
But
And sometimes it's your fault, sometimes it's not, but it does
yeah,
happen.
You're right.
But
A lot of times it's not somebody's fault.
But we've both been doing this for over 20 years in
How
various
could you say
forms.
we're not in this business?
I feel like, well, I've never done anything else. I've never had a real job, so I'm pretty sure I'm in this business. And it might mean that we do something mildly well.
Somebody's
Someone?
missing it somewhere.
Now, someone saying that I got fired from TV. No, I was never.
You got fired.
No, AM Northwest, you can't get fired when you're like a 3-time fill-in guest.
Yeah,
I was
that's true.
never
They
hired.
just didn't invite you back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was hired.
You were the official, one of the official hosts.
And I was fired.
I was just a fill-in that because of a comment towards Gene Simmons and possibly the Olds that I was not invited back. Two totally separate things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've never really been in either business.
No,
then.
I have not.
However, I am a TV man, as I have been turfed.
I've been fired from the bowling business and the gas station industry.
I remember that.
And that because I the janitorial
Yeah, I thought
services,
you-
that was me.
Didn't you hump the?
What?
Well, didn't you hump like a plant or something?
No. I left on my own accord. Yeah, I think that's it. I think
Was there a story about a vacuum cleaner and?
No, that was a buddy of mine. Never hire a group of college football players to be janitors together. Nothing good happens. And yes, I did walk in on someone with a vacuum cleaner. But don't lump me into that. I just heard the vacuum going and I couldn't find him, and then I found him.
Here's the other thing: you have a voice, or you have a face for radio.
Yeah.
That's another one they always say.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell that to Dusty Hara.
Yeah.
That's a radio man.
That's a handsome
He's
son
as
of a
handsome
gun.
as they come.
Yeah. And by the way, there's plenty of people on Paul Feinbaum's on TV. Let me tell you something. That's not a handsome man.
Yeah, that's a face for radio.
Exactly. Yeah, he's a big
And he's on TV.
He's a TV guy.
Pat McAfee's an ugly dude.
Oh no, McAfee's not ugly.
Oh, I think
You
he's
think
ugly.
so?
Yeah, I find him ugly.
He's
I
got-
find him off-putting. I love him. I think he's great, but I find his facial features off-putting. Sorry, Pat.
Now, someone is
I know he's a big listener.
someone is also pointing out that not only did we kill Bob Barker, because we do kill people from time to time.
Well, no, that was Buck.
Yes.
That was Buck.
Yeah. We have also now ended a marriage.
Who got a divorce?
Well, we were talking about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And I said that I was waiting out a marriage, and I've been doing some light stalking for the last 20 years.
Oh, Pink. Are
Yeah,
they done?
They got divorced.
When?
TMZ reported it today.
Today?
Today.
Oh, my.
A day after me saying that I've been waiting that divorce out with my mild, light case of stalking, here comes my opportunity.
Wow.
TMZ reports Pink and Carrie Hart after 20 years, dunzo. Coincidence? She hears me on the radio being like, hey,
Yeah.
I'm waiting this one out. And she's
Yeah.
like, hey, I'm tired of this yuts. I like to keep it spicy, man. All of a sudden, I'm in the mix.
Yeah.
Not sure how BTJ is going to
Boy,
take that,
that
but
is wild.
Right?
We just talked about
we
that.
just talked about it. Yeah, someone sent me a
Although,
someone
come
sent
on.
me a DM.
They've hated each other for years.
Well, yeah, they've broken up many
Well,
times.
you saw that documentary on. It was a while back.
Yeah.
They did a documentary on Pink
Yeah.
and her daughter,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe it was a son. I can't remember. They have two kids. Anyway,
2 kids.
one of their kids was in
Willow and Jameson.
Yeah, Willow was in it,
Hmm.
and Carrie, is that his name? Carrie.
Carrie Hart.
Yeah, Carrie was in it a little, but you could tell it was. I could feel it through the TV. It was not going well.
Now she is now apparently taking to TMZ to refute the reports of her divorce.
Separated then?
There's trouble in paradise though, which means I'm ready to pounce. I've been waiting this thing out now for a while. I'm just saying. I'm
Is that
waiting.
what you're gonna say to her when you see her?
Well, yeah, I gotta lurk in some bushes. So if I'm gone for the next, let's say like 3 to 4 days, just know I might be lurking. I feel like I lurk well. Like you give me like a hoodie and like some Unabomber glass, I can lurk.
So let's paint a picture.
Because you can't hide. You're
No,
too big to hide.
No,
I
you're
can't
too big.
hide, but I can lurk.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's
yeah.
paint a picture.
Yeah.
Okay, this is radio. See, we have faces for radio, so let's just let's go theater of the mind here. Let's just pretend Pink.
Yeah.
Picture Pink walking down a sidewalk.
Yeah.
She happens to be in an old folks neighborhood in Vancouver, Washington. She's just walking.
Well, it's the place to be. I mean, a lot of people like to be there.
And picture her not seeing Big Sook knelt down behind a bush.
Yeah.
It's a row of hedges, really.
I like a nice hedge.
Very thick hedges.
a shrubbery, if you will.
You can't really see him. His beard blends in.
Yeah. yeah.
And then I'm gonna lay out for a second here. Just imagine Pink walking. Okay, she's just walking.
It's on a horse, apparently.
she's on a horse.
Horseback.
And then this from the bushes.
I think at that point we all know what happens, and that's just called love at first sight.
She goes,
Oh, who's this mysterious? Who's this mysterious man lurking in the bushes? I want to know him. And next thing you know, it's a love story. Now it probably ends with the BTJ stabbing me in the eye with a fork. But to be fair, I think I'd look kind of cool with an eye patch. It's not like this face is getting me anywhere anyways. So next thing you know, I got a cool fake eye, and now I'm with Pink.
Might actually help.
It's true.
Tough guy.
I mean, let's be honest. If I had an eye patch, she likes a little rough around the edges. I've got the tattoos. I don't have any money or anything to offer, but all of a sudden I got like a cool eye patch or something. You know, I feel like Pink could be into it.
What if she said, I want you to be mine, but you must change your name to Pink Sook?
Done and done. I'm ready to be a house husband, quite frankly. This working thing is kind of...
What if she wanted you to continue the show?
Oh, that's disappointing. The whole point of being married to Pink is that I don't have to do anything.
Not to her. It's very important to her that you...
See, but here's the problem. From doing my light stocking over the years, I feel like Carey Hart wants to do his own thing and wants to be known as something other than Pink's like husband. He doesn't want to be like a house bitch. I'll tell you right now, I'm ready to be a house bitch. Whatever you need me to do, I don't care. He's like, hey, I guarantee she's got a sweet place. I'll follow her around on tour. The kids can be like, you're not my dad, and I'll be like, it's all right. I'm ready to be, let's go. I'm ready to do whatever. Let's make it happen.
Well, as someone points out on the text line, I'm sure Pink is a treat to live with as well. And that's, look, that's fair. She seems,
Seems like a lot.
She's a lot.
Well, it's not like I'm a treat.
That's true. You're made for each other.
Exactly. Nobody can stand either one of us. I often ask myself, I don't know how the BTJ puts up to be honest with you.
I don't either.
I don't want to live with myself, and I don't have a choice.
Believe me, if anybody knows what she's going through,
exactly. You got 20 years of this.
Quick arts and crafts question for the people. What is it about, have you noticed that every day we come into the studio, there are pieces of white paper
that have been cut.
Printer paper that have been cut in shapes.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening.
What is happening?
Someone might be making like snowflakes, or I don't know.
Every day.
Yeah, it's a little weird. Is it now?
Is this like an arts table?
It's possible. I like arts and crafts, by the way. It's quite fun.
Bring them back.
Is it possible? Because I've noticed out here sometimes they print out pictures of all the hosts.
Mm-hmm.
Who's they? I don't know who they is. It's we, the editorial we. I don't know. But over here at this table, they have like little photos of all of us that are cut out.
Yeah.
And I never knew what that was.
Mine is now on the entry to the copier room.
I did not understand what
Apparently that's my room.
Yeah, I threw mine away because I was like, I don't know what this is.
Oh, you didn't like that?
Well, I didn't know what it was, and it was weird.
Copyright infringement.
Yeah, you can't just
use your likeness.
NIL.
Unless you're Pink, you can use me for whatever you want. And what I think they do, I think when there's like copy and stuff, I think they put your face on what's supposed to be yours. So I think some of those like kind of go away. So maybe that's what that is. People are cutting out like
that was one time. This is every day.
I don't know.
It's the weirdest thing.
I don't know.
I'm just really puzzled. I'm frazzled. I'm puzzled. I'm hurt. I'm scared.
Well, maybe they were doing origami, but that would be more of a fold than it would be a cut.
Why would they be doing origami?
Well, who doesn't?
Who does it?
Origami's kind of fun. Are they doing those things? Remember where you make the little? It's like, do you love me? The little.
Yeah, you can say 7 times.
Yeah, 7 times. You open it up. Maybe
you check the box.
Yeah, maybe it's one of those.
Yeah.
My mom told me to pick one of those.
And you are definitely not it.
Yeah. But you rigged it to make sure that you got the cute girl that you liked.
Says Pink.
Yeah.
What?
All
right.
Call me. Pink, you know it's not fake news. You know you can't stand each other. Look, it's been 20 years with Carey Hart. It's time to try something different, huh?
Hey, we have some fake news today.
We do?
Yeah.
What's fake news?
Kachuk? Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, the Kachuk brothers.
We got some fake Kachuk news.
Yeah. And by the way, I'm glad that he's. We'll talk about it, but because I'm not a huge fan of the old Kachuk brothers, but I thought he handled this pretty well.
Why not? What's the matter with the Kachucks?
I'm not a big fan.
Come on, dude.
Not a big fan.
Come on, dude.
There's lots of reasons why.
Are they rivals to your Detroit Red Wings?
Well, one is in Ottawa and the other one is in Florida, and I do very much dislike the Florida Panthers, which is one of the Kachuk brothers. But I don't like the American bro. The Hughes brothers.
They're broy.
Nah.
Totally.
It was once described, and I wish I could give credit, but I thought this was great. I think Buck, before he died, told me this.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Ryan Buckley. I think
miss him.
I don't know where it came from, but he goes, the Hughes brothers are the type that when you're on vacation, they come over and mow your lawn. The Kachuk brothers come over and trash your pool. That seemed, and that I don't.
Is that right?
Yeah, I don't like that. I'm not a fan of the over the top American trash thing. Like,
Okay.
I've talked about this many a time. I don't like that patriotism has been hijacked by dumb, ignorant, like redneck America. Woo! Like, it's one thing if you're joking about that, but far too often, fat, dumb, drunk, ignorant has become
May I
patriotism, and I don't like that. And I feel like the Kachuk vibe, that sort of archetype leans into that, and it's not my favorite.
Well, I don't know the Kachucks, so I'll take your word for it. Can we do some on-air producing here, Steven? And
probably
can we,
can.
You know the America,
yeah!
he just did an America woo or something. Could we maybe pull that and drop that next to the,
A little Richard there.
Yeah, trucks, balls, yeah!
I think that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, flags!
Yeah.
Screw the learned people, no!
Yeah.
The learned people.
That does, like, being educated or being like a rational human being or being
Science.
sensitive or whatever, that doesn't mean that you hate the country.
It's a negative now.
It's,
Take back the flag, man.
Yeah, it's true. And so I prefer Hughes brothers greater than Kachuk's, but I thought that Brody handled this
Oh my
pretty
God,
well.
his name's Brody.
I think that says it all.
Say no more.
What?
All right. Well, there's your first segment. Thank you very much. Arts and crafts, radio talk, Pink, Kachuk, Bros, America.
Stocking.
Yeah. You got all of it.
And I may have had that backwards.
What?
Did I say Brody or Brady first?
You said,
It's Brady Kachuk. It's not
yeah,
Brody.
you went the other way.
Sorry, I flipped it then.
Yeah.
I thought I screwed it up.
How
and
do
I had
you
it right.
even host
I had it
this?
right the first time.
I mean, does a sports show, shouldn't a sports show know that?
Well, that's when I was like, wait, did I just mess that up? Go backwards?
It's unbelievable.
Yeah. Brady Kachuk.
Okay, we're going to start with some late-breaking college hoops news. Now, yesterday we were talking about Dana Altman.
Mhm.
Do you remember that?
I do.
When we were talking about him?
The brush.
Well, he beat Nebraska last night.
I know.
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, yeah, sorry.
He's on. And by the way, like, there's
Here he comes.
couple nice wins.
Here he comes!
No, he's not coming anywhere, but.
We have other local breaking sports, college basketball, sporting coach news.
Who's also, by the way, playing pretty well right now, or was.
Well, they won last night.
Yeah.
And he got turfed.
Yeah.
So we'll get to that coming up next on The Fan.
I remember 2020.
Feels like forever ago.
Well, it was a while.
But that was when Oregon State made the Elite Eight
Mm-hmm.
with Wayne Tinkle.
Yeah, they beat, I think it was Cade Cunningham, right? That Oklahoma State team that they knocked
did.
off
They
to get
did.
there, if I'm not
They
mistaken.
did.
Yeah.
You're not mistaken.
Yeah. And then it hasn't gone well since.
Well, it wasn't really going well before that. I mean, that was a bit of a one-off. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
They weren't even that good that year. They were.
No, they got hot.
What was their seed?
I'll take a
They
look.
were a 12 seed,
They were
I
12?
remember, but they also were not going to even make the NIT had they not won the Pac-12 tournament.
That's right. Yeah, they were a 12. The only other time he took them to the tournament, they were a 7, and that was back in 2016. So, look, it's not like Wayne Tinkle blew the doors off of
No.
the arena down there.
Yeah.
At the same time, he was a good fit, and he wasn't bad. Like, I don't think we
No.
should be trashing Wayne Tinkle
I
here.
don't think so either.
But-
That's been a tough job.
What happened today is that Wayne Tinkle has been fired.
Yeah. So it sounds like, according to reports,
And they just won last night.
Well, I think they've won like 6 of 8. One of the local newsmen that was reporting, he said something to the effect of, I'm paraphrasing, Barnes has saved his, because people were asking why do it now, right? It's because they gave him the option to finish out the season, or just leave now. They're actually playing better. They're kind of going on a little run. I think they're 4th right now in the West Coast Conference. I think the idea, according to the newsman, was he has saved his job with one of these late runs, and that's not going to happen again. And they didn't want him to go on a run and then make it awkward if they let him go. Sounds like they had decided he's not the guy. It's time to move on. Let's do this. And the longer this goes, especially if they get on a little hot streak, it may make it a little more convoluted. So just clean break now. And I can appreciate that. If he's not the guy and you've decided he's not the guy, rip the Band-Aid off and just and move on. And that way you can kind of start the process of trying to find the next guy.
Okay, well, I don't know.
At least that's what was reported.
Yeah, no, I get that. I just, I don't know how I feel about this. I feel like this is a really tough one.
Yeah.
He was pretty good and a good fit for you. Wasn't going anywhere.
Yeah.
Understood the assignment. Did pretty well at times. Took you to the Elite 8.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's really, I mean, isn't that all you can ask from the Oregon State? Like, what do you expect Oregon State basketball to be?
Well, but I think there's a difference. I don't know. I mean, that's a good question. You said, what do you expect Oregon basketball to be?
Oregon
State
State
basketball to be. Excuse me. I do think that realistic expectations need to exist there. And I think they did exist there because they didn't get knee-jerk with him.
Yeah, 12 years.
12 years is a long time. But I'm going to look up the old Tinkler's record. But at some point, it is fair.
Would you like his record?
176 and 204.
How many winning seasons?
No, I don't have that.
I have that. Hold on.
Yeah, so 12 seasons is a long time. Like, that's...
But going into the new Pac-12, that basketball conference is actually going to be pretty decent.
Yes.
Because Gonzaga's coming into the conference, San Diego State, Utah State.
Yeah.
All good teams. So with Tinkle, you know what you're going to get, but it's not going to be great. So I actually like the move of being proactive and trying to get someone in there.
Yeah, he's made in 12 years, he's made 2 NCAA tournaments.
Yeah, they were, like I said, they were a 7 seed and a 12 seed. He went to the Elite 8. They lost in the first round when they were a 7 seed. He has 6 winning seasons and 1 500 season.
Okay, so he
also has a 3 and 28 season.
Yeah, so
That was after the Elite 8 run.
Yep.
I think he's the definition of he's okay. And I think after 12 years, it is reasonable for Oregon State, especially with the change in his old Vaughn control said, you're going into a new conference. Scott Barnes is not long for that job. In his own words, he gave an interview saying, I think his contract's up in 3 or 4 years. In his own words, he said, if he was a betting man, he didn't think he'd make it to the end of his contract. He knows that he's on borrowed time. And so I think this is just kind of one of those, it might be time for a reset. After 12 years, and you're not really going anywhere, but you're not falling behind, and this is where you're not going to save your job again, we're going to swing a little bit higher. Because I think the idea is mediocrity isn't that hard to find. And so, why not after 12 years take a shot and see if you can find a little more of an upside going into a new conference? So I just don't think this is a bad thing from anyone's point of view. I don't think it's bad for Wayne Tinkle. I don't think it's bad for Oregon State. I just think this is one of those things that had probably run its course.
Would you like a tweet from the great Kerry Eggers?
Yes.
Because I would like to throw...
Because he covers that team a lot.
He's always...
Yeah, he's down there.
He's dialed in with the beefs.
Yeah.
So he posted about this, and this is going to throw gasoline on the fire. Okay. Here's what he said. He said, I'm not shocked at the dismissal of Wayne Tinkle just at the timing. Less than a week ago in my story with AD Scott Barnes, I asked about Tinkle's status, and his response was, he and I are talking and evaluating. We will make a decision at the end of the year. That's all I can say. What changed? Since our interview, the Beavers are 2-0 with wins over Pepperdine and San Diego. Barnes left the option of whether Tinkle will coach the finale versus Santa Clara and the West Coast Conference Tournament to Wayne, so why not wait until after those games to make the move? Coincidentally, belligerent Beavs have been on the prowl about Barnes. That's a group, that's like a Twitter
I think so, yes. Because, they've been knocking down his door. They want him gone.
So it says, Brent Blaylock and the Blueprint Sports Fiasco.
Yeah.
The belligerent Beavs posted results from a public records request they purchased. The search produced text messages that plot a very different course than Barnes would have had you believe when Blueprint was hired to handle OSU's NIL duties last summer. Those texts make it look like Barnes backstabbed Damnation operator Kyle Bjornstad in the process. Could the timing of Tinkle's dismissal be subterfuge on Barnes' part to divert the news cycle? You be the judge.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible. Look, Barnes knows he's up against it.
Barnes is really something, isn't he?
Yes, which is why, for everyone's benefit, we've said it all along, Barnes should be gone.
Don't you picture that squirrel with the wide eyes when you?
Yeah, I do like that.
Yeah, isn't that great?
Dun, dun. But let's also remember too that that's just speculation. Now it's a guy that's tied in.
No, it is.
But be careful with the speculation. The other one, like I said, so there's that one, and then the one of you're not going to save your job again. We've decided to go in a different direction. Why you don't let this thing finish off. I think both of those, and by the way, a lot of times these things are what? A little bit of A, a little bit of B, a little bit of C.
You want Angie Machado's thought?
Yeah, yes.
She's dialed in, too.
She's very dialed in.
She says, Carrie Eggers, as always, hits the nail on the head and connects the dots that many Beaver faithful in the Lodge are discussing. And the Lodge is, I think it's a message board at Beaver Blitz.
Yeah.
That's where Angie Machado works.
Yes.
So she's on the same page with this. So that's really what, I mean, if you want the skinny
There's
scoop,
some scuttlebutt there.
it sounds like that's heating up.
Yeah. Well,
Barnes, why is Barnes still employed? Can you answer that question?
He's got a good relationship with the president up above,
dear.
And money is tight right now. But for the sake of everyone, and I said this back when they were getting rid of Trent Bray, the best thing that could happen to that place down there is to just get rid of Barnes and start fresh. You're going into a new conference. You have a new football staff. You're going to have a new basketball staff. And I would guess that if you asked most Beaver fans, they probably don't want Scott Barnes making that hire. But if you're to believe that if you think that this is the reason why, it does sound like Scott Barnes at least is trying to hold on to it and that he may be in charge of the next hire. So we'll see what happens. It's not great right now, though. I don't think anyone's going to try to tell you that things are, outside of baseball, are particularly fantastic right now at Oregon State. You got a crappy media deal. You're trying to start a new conference.
We already knew that, though. Of course it's tough, but that doesn't explain, I don't know. A lot of it isn't just how you handle things.
Yeah.
It's not. We understand the plight of Oregon State. No one is arguing that.
Yeah.
But the way it's been handled by Scott Barnes particularly,
it's not been good.
Is absolutely piss poor.
Well, and that's the Blaylock guy too. I mean, he was the guy that was in charge of their NIL. The Blueprint thing is a.
So what happened with that? Give me the Cliff Notes version.
So it sounds like this will more come out with this public records request, so we'll wait and see what happens. But if I remember correctly, this was a case of the Blueprint Sports deal was an absolute S show. It was a terrible deal. The numbers got released. Oregon State and Blaylock got real defensive about it and tried to claim that it was something that it wasn't.
So wait a minute. Blaylock ran Blueprint Sports.
No,
they were hired.
No, Blaylock was like their assistant AD that was in charge of NIL.
Okay, and they hired, who is Blueprint?
So Damnation was like, that was kind of like the third party NIL.
I remember them.
Yeah, right.
So they were replaced.
And that was that Bjornstrand guy, right? They were part of that. And he ended up resigning and got pissed off, and there ended up being, and again, if I'm getting some of the details incorrect, but I'm trying to, for the best of my recollection, give you a synopsis. So he resigned and was pretty critical of the whole operation. Blueprint Sports was a third-party company that was being hired to run all of Oregon State's NIL.
Okay.
And they were going to raise money and take a certain percentage for themselves. If they raise X, they keep Y. And that came out, and the details of it, I don't remember who had it first, but someone had the details of it, and it seemed like an absolute sham of a deal that was completely sided towards Blueprint Sports. And the Blaylock guy, the assistant AD, and Oregon State refuted it. And Blueprint Sports refuted it and said, no, that's not what it is. And devil's in the details, and this isn't true. Well, the more that came out, a lot of what Blueprint Sports was selling was hogwash. They did not have the contracts that they said they had. Other teams started distancing themselves from it, and it turned out that it was an absolute disaster.
The whole thing was Blueprint. If they made between $750,000 and $1.15 million, Blueprint got 75% cut.
Yes.
And then after that, $1.15 million, if they more than that, it bumped down to 50% revenue. Blueprint got, Oregon State got the rest. So they would raise money, but then they're also taking a ton of it from Oregon State right in their faces.
And Oregon State tried to do lots of people are doing this, and I think they threw out like Arkansas, and they were negotiating with Penn State. They didn't. Blueprint was not anywhere near as big as they said it was. It was and Oregon State ended up having to walk away from it. There was some talk of Blaylock, who was the one of the deputy athletic directors. He got caught in apparently pissing off old Oregon State people like Gary Payton. It's been a mess there from the get-go, and he ended up resigning. Basically, we've had kind of this major turnover, and the one common thread throughout all of this is Scott Barnes, and he seems to be above the fray. And that's why I think so many people at Oregon State and the Beaver fans want him gone. But apparently he's got a good relationship with the powers that be, because he's the one guy that seems to be safe in all this.
Total mess.
So, yes, it has not been good.
Well,
the problem with Barnes is his contract goes through 2030, and he makes a ton of money.
Makes a ton of money.
They can't buy him out. Like, they just don't have the money to do
so he is going to make this higher.
It certainly sounds like that, yes.
That's no good.
Yes. But, Jamarcus Shepard, who was the football hire, people are pretty high on that.
People like him.
Everything I've heard from...
Okay, that's great, but he also hired...
Trent Bray.
Yep. So, I mean, you want Scott Barnes making this higher?
No, I do not.
Exactly.
If Oregon State was smart, they would have gotten rid of Scott Barnes a year or two ago. But whether that's because of relationships or whether that's because of financial thing, Scott Barnes seems to be entrenched there. But again, in his own words, he gave an interview and he said he did not think that he would see the end of his contract. So you got 4 years, and we'll see what happens. But I have not heard anything as far as Scott Barnes being relieved of any duties. So yeah, he should be making this hire. And they hired a search firm, and we'll see where this goes. But just, we all know when a bad situation, like O'Shea had this, when there's a guy at the top that no one really likes, and he's just his name constantly comes up, and people are pointing, and people around him start to fall. Eventually, you can deflect it as long as you want, but eventually the buck stops with you. Very rarely when you get this kind of heat on someone up top,
move on.
Do they make it through? Eventually someone comes to their senses and says, whether it's your fault or not, the buck stops with you. When you're in charge of this, and you've been in charge of it, and there's just not a lot of positive news coming out of Corvallis, eventually you're going to have to fall on the sword. Yeah.
Exclusive audio of Wayne Tinkle.
But when you're in charge,
Scott Barnes.
When you're in charge, it's always someone else's fault, right? And so I think that's where obviously the Kerry Eggers thing is coming. It's like, hey, look at this over here.
This is where the belligerent beeves are coming in, and I don't know who the hell they are, but I love that they're sniffing around and pissing off Scott Barnes. Keep going, because what I think is going to end up, you know this. I mean, we've seen this a million times in sports. You got a rotten egg, and you know it's a rotten egg, and people are trying to like actually figure out why it's rotten and how rotten it is. Once they get that one first bit of evidence, it's like it's snowball going downhill.
Yep.
And more comes out, and more comes out, and more comes out. That's how I feel about Scott Barnes.
Yeah.
Once they pin him with something or something hits him, it's going to be this cavalcade of, oh, wait till you hear this story.
Yeah.
Oh, wait till you hear what he did with this.
Yeah.
It just feels like that. It feels like a house of cards with him.
A little bit, yeah.
So weird.
Yeah. And all you can hope is that for Oregon State, baseball program's good. Hopefully Shepard does a good job. A lot of good things you're hearing right now about him and his staff. And we'll see where the basketball program goes. And you have an opportunity here with the new Pac-12 to maybe reset. It's been a couple years of you just taking everything in the old shiver shorts. And you get a chance to take a deep breath and now reset with the Pac-12. I think we all wish, though, especially for Oregon State fan who's been through a lot, you just wish that maybe there was someone that you trusted a little better and was going to be there in the long run that was guiding you through this reset. Feels like you've got an absentee landlord that, according to him, he knows he's gone. He ain't seeing the next 4 years. It's the Jody Allen thing. You know you're not going to be here in the long term, so why do we trust you to put everything in place when you know this isn't your destination? And maybe somewhere in the Pac-12, this is like, if you're a Beaver fan, I think your hope is that some sort of executive position with the Pac-12 conference comes open and you can, sometimes when you just move someone in an organization, like, hey, we can't really fire you, but how about we just move you over here?
I'm very confident.
Yeah.
Move him down to the mailroom and, give him a weird label and kick him to the Pac-12.
Okay. Well, here's the news. The news is Wayne Tinkle will not be back as Oregon State's basketball coach next year.
Yeah.
Okay, coming up next, day one Combine Talk is talking about, like, the big topic is short arms.
I got short arms.
Alligator arms.
Yeah.
The man who never reaches for the bill.
No, it's the T-Rex.
That's next. Well, we'll tell you who is getting who's getting that label.
It's my T-Rex sound, too.
That sounded a lot like your cougar sound.
Yeah, it's all kind of the same thing. I make one animal
You have
sound.
lots of sounds.
Yeah, it's all. You know that's T-Rex?
Coming up next, that's what we're doing. Okay, so here's Steven. He has SportsCenter.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, Oregon State. They have decided to part ways with head basketball coach Wayne Tinkle. Tinkle is still under contract for next year, but Oregon State will reportedly pay his $3 million buyout to get out after this season. Tinkle has also been given the opportunity to finish the season if he chooses so. No decision on that has been made. Tinkle, 176 and 204 in 12 seasons. He did go to that Elite Eight in 2021, and the Beavs are 16 and 14 in the West Coast Conference this season. The NFLPA, their team report card grades have been leaked. Top 3 teams, according to all the players in the NFL. The number 1 team is the Miami Dolphins. It's the 3rd straight year that their franchise has gotten this award. Number 2, best team, the Vikings. Number 3, the Commanders. The worst 3 franchises in the NFL, the Browns, the Cardinals, and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Steelers got docked a lot for their field conditions. Indianapolis Colts, they have been given quarterback Anthony Richardson permission to seek a trade. The former 4th overall pick has started 15 games for the Colts, throwing 11 touchdowns and 13 interceptions. The Jets, they're sending pass rusher Jermaine Johnson to the Tennessee Titans for defensive tackle T'Vondre Sweat. The thought now is the Jets will select either Ohio State pass rusher Arvil Reese or Texas Tech pass rusher David Bailey with the 2nd overall pick in the NFL draft. Thunder MVP Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he has been cleared to return to action after missing the last 9 games due to an abdominal strain. He is not on Oklahoma City's report for tomorrow night's game against the Denver Nuggets. For more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Stephen Vaughn from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work. Insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at WarrenAllen.com.
a.m.
Now to hot combine talk, but first, I wanted to try something out on you here.
What do we got?
Well, you remember this.
America, yeah! Fat, uneducated, beer, yeah, flags, yeah, trucks, balls, yeah! Screwed, they're being learned people, no!
Yes.
One of your finer rants.
Thank you.
So from that came this.
America, yeah!
And we just had Steven pull what you just did a minute ago, and it sounded like this.
America, woo!
So now we have
America, yeah! America, woo!
Got options. Yeah.
that's fantastic.
That's an American Little Richard right there. Woo!
Makes me happy.
Yeah.
America, woo!
So at the combine, they started.
Yes.
Guys are naked.
No, but they're everyone wears spandex now. Back when this makes me feel really old because when I went to the combine, no one cared, and we all just wore baggy shirts and shorts. It's like that Tom Brady photo, and now everyone's got to be in spandex. Got to show off your hot body. No, we didn't even have that option. We just showed up and we got one pair of baggy shorts, and you got an oversized Reebok T-shirt.
I mean, if I look like these guys, I'd be wearing as little as possible too.
Yeah, but this wasn't.
But I don't.
No, this wasn't a thing back in the day in my combine days.
So they started, and they had
Thank
defensive
God.
linemen and linebackers out there today.
Yeah.
And the big news, the big scuddy, is small arms, short arms.
It is
Short arms.
There is always one narrative that people love to grab onto.
Yeah.
And especially in light of what happened with Will Campbell. Will Campbell was the super high pick. He was top 10 pick last year with the Patriots, and he's got baby arms too. And then, of course, that became a thing in the playoffs because he couldn't block anyone, and now we're all blaming his arms. And so now one of the best prospects in the draft turns out he's got even babier arms, and now we all have to freak out about it.
Yeah, can you see it in my face how freaked out I am about this? Thank you. Yes, it's very alarming that Texas A&M linebacker Cassius Howell has registered the shortest arms ever recorded.
Yes.
In the combine, that is.
Yeah.
I would imagine there are shorter arms out in the wild.
I would assume, yes.
But 30 and a quarter inches?
Yeah, that's so if you want to know 30.
Yeah, what is that? What is the measurement?
So they just
You're actually losers.
Fingertip
up
to
to your shoulder. So yeah, the length of your arm. So 33 is kind of the benchmark. If you have less than 33-inch arms, you have very short arms. And
Do you have a tape measure in there at all?
We can find one, hopefully.
Find one. Yeah, let's measure our arms.
Yeah, I think mine at the combine were 31. I have short arms. Mine were 31 and some change. I do not have 32-inch arms, let alone 33-inch arms. And so that is very short. And he is an elite prospect. But then Ruben Bain, who some people think is the best player in the draft, he also has less than 31-inch arms, which this is a big deal. Now, he's catching more of the brunt of it. But both of these guys are first-round shoo-ins. But they will drop because of this. This is a metric that people will care about.
So Bain is at 30 and 7/8.
Yeah. So
he has the third shortest arms ever recorded.
Yeah. And just let you know, there has not been a single player with less than 31-inch arms that has had a double-digit sack season in 20 years in the NFL.
Yeah,
Why does that happen?
Yeah, exactly. That's interesting. I mean, are we really blaming that on short arms?
Look,
Or is it just that nobody has short arms?
This is what I'll say. Anytime you go to the combine, you take everything with a grain of salt, right? The combine is one big cross-check exercise. If you think a guy looks like this on film, you want to see how he measures in person. You want to see how he moves, you want to see interviews. But for a lot of teams, there are metrics that do exist in the NFL. If you are a DB, flatline speed matters. If you're a slow DB, it's hard. If you're a receiver and you run a piss poor shuttle or a 3-cone, it matters. You have to be able to get in and out of breaks. If you're a tackle and you have short arms, if you're an edge player and you have short arms, that is a big deal because most tackles and most edges are very long players. And if you have short arms, you have a hard time getting into people. Like Will Campbell with his short arms, if you don't have perfect technique, you have a hard time getting your hands on people. If you're a defensive end and you have short arms and a tackle, Lane Johnson or Trent Williams has very long arms and they get their arms into you first, it is very difficult for you to separate. You can't get into their body. And so there are metrics like this that do show up. Is it the end all to be all? No. But short quarterbacks are the same way.
Yeah, see, I was going to go right there. I was going to go to Russell Wilson. This is what we said about Russell Wilson.
Yes, but here's why people will always
And
do
not the arm thing. I
No,
just mean
he's
his
short.
short, and it didn't matter.
No, but Russell Wilson is one of probably 2 quarterbacks in 25 years to be Drew Brees and Russell Wilson. Outside, so if you're a short quarterback, this is why a lot of people don't like short quarterbacks. If you're a short quarterback, you can't see over the line of scrimmage. So therefore, you have to take an extra drop, like in the pocket, in order to see. And let's say you, instead of taking your normal drop at 5 yards or 6 yards, you now have to go back to 7 or 8, right? In order to see over the line. And you have to find little windows, so it can take you longer because you can't just throw over someone. You have to find windows. So not only do you have to take longer in the pocket, which gives you more time for the defensive lineman to get up upon you, but if I have to throw the ball from 2 yards deeper, and shorter guys tend to not have the biggest arms, although Kyler Murray does. So now I'm taking 2 extra steps, and there's a little less zip on the ball because I don't have a huge cannon. How many times in the NFL do you see where a ball is completed and the difference between a completion and not is 3 inches where the DB's hand is right there? That extra 1.5 yards that the short guy has to go back, that's the difference in the NFL. Same thing with defensive ends. And so while this isn't the end-all to be-all, history will tell you that if you have T-Rex arms, you will not be an elite tackle. You will not be an elite edge. And if someone's going to take someone in the top 5, you never want to be the one betting on the exception to the rule. And if you do bet on the exception, he better be great. So the best example of the exception is the only edge player that kind of has this little the stubby sort of appearance.
His little baby arms?
A little bit is Dwight Freeney. And Dwight Freeney, because of his athleticism and the bend that he had.
How long were his arms?
Right there. They were like 31. I think they were just under 31 inches. But Dwight Freeney also ran, I believe, in the high 4.4s. So he was a much different athlete than Reuben Bain Jr. And he was the one guy that, so if you're betting on Reuben Bain Jr. to be the guy that's the exception, you're basically saying that I've got 20 years of data that tell me that the vast majority of guys that are like this don't really work out. And you're saying, I think he's Dwight Freeney. Now, he may be Dwight Freeney, but a lot of GMs don't like to risk their reputation on that.
No, I get that, but does college success matter? Like, the guy was a beast.
So here's the other one about that, and I'll go by experience. Even playing, so Reuben Bain playing in the ACC, he maybe played against all year 3 or 4 maybe NFL tackles. That's it. Like, you just, even in the mighty SEC, you're playing against bad players. And when you get to the NFL, not only are there not bad players, but now you're facing guys that you never saw in college. So like this is the Adam Morrison thing or someone like that. How many times do we see someone in college basketball that lights up the world and then they get to the NBA and you're like, dude, he can't score. I'm like, yeah, he's never faced NBA defenders. So when you're Reuben Bain and you're beating the hell out of the left tackle at North Carolina State, that's not Trent Williams. That's not Penei Sewell. And so now when you're a GM, you have to look at his tape. And my guess is that when a real NFL evaluator is looking at Reuben Bain, they probably eliminate 75% of his tape. They say, okay, against average to below average competition, Reuben Bain is dynamite. You need to watch what happens when he plays against long athletic tackles and, more importantly, tackles that you think are NFL tackles.
Well, he did play. So he played in the ACC, but in fairness to him, he played against Notre Dame, Florida, Florida State, Texas A&M, Ohio State, Ole Miss, and Indiana.
So those are the one. But again, Indiana and like Indiana doesn't have first round tackles.
Well, but Ohio State.
Yeah. So this is my.
Wasn't he awesome in that game?
Yeah. So you need to go back and see what you think. Now, if the Ohio State left tackle is someone that you think is going to be a first round pick, and by the way, he's not. This is the weird part. Like when you do film evaluation from college to the NFL. Like if you're drafting, I've heard from different NFL people that say that Kurt Warner talks about this, when you evaluate an NFL quarterback from college to the NFL, they say that over the course of a college football game, that there may be 65 to 70 offensive plays. They will be able to look at about 6 or 7 that actually translate to what the NFL does. And that's what you're going to have to do with this. Look, Reuben Bain Jr. is going to be a first round pick. No doubt about it. But if you're drafting him 2 or 3, there might be that you might take the guy that doesn't have as much production, that maybe that many people think is the third or fourth best edge rusher, but physically looks the part, and you think that overall he's going to have a better projection.
So here's one for you. So I looked at A&M's left tackle.
Yeah.
And that was Trey Zune. Have you heard of him?
Trey
Are you
Zune.
familiar with him?
I'm not overly familiar with him.
Okay, so he's 6'7", 320 at Texas A&M.
That would be
and
long
remember the
arms.
Texas A&M game. That was in College Station.
Yeah.
And Miami's defense absolutely bludgeoned them.
Yes.
Trey Zune is their left tackle, and according to, he is an NFL prospect,
Yeah.
and according to Pro Football Focus, he could be the steal of the 2026 draft.
But there you go.
And they say that he was there for 4 years and never had a grade below 69.
Yeah.
So
And that's the one.
So he's awesome. And I remember that game, and Bain and the other guy, who's the other guy?
Mesidor.
They were just awesome. In other words, all I'm saying, and I have no idea. I totally get what you're saying, but I did see somebody on one of these draft beatniks on social media saying, well, it kind of depends on who has the short arms. Like, he made the point, there are long-armed guys who get stuck and aren't that good. They're not that good with their long arms. So, I mean, it kind of depends. And Russell Wilson is a great example. You're talking about the short quarterbacks. Of course, all that stuff applies to short quarterbacks.
Yeah.
But and I remember it was a topic with Russell Wilson, which is
100%.
why he dropped. And it didn't matter. Like, the guy was that good.
Yep.
And so maybe, like you're saying, Bain is that guy. He's still a first-round pick.
Yes.
That would be interesting to see the tape, but
Dude, the kid's a college.
he is a beast.
I'll just say this. If in my limited, because it's like I'm watching the all 22 of these guys, but if I had the choice between David Bailey, who's the edge rusher at Texas Tech, who came into the combine, by the way, and just he's everything you want.
You'd take him.
And I look at Reuben Bain Jr., and both phenomenal players. I'm taking the guy, as long as they're close, I'm taking the guy that meets my metrics as opposed to betting on the
Well,
other.
that makes sense. I mean, Bailey will go ahead of Bain for that reason.
I would think so.
Bailey is
He looks the part, fits the
quintessential.
part.
Like, you can't.
Yes. No, you can't pick him apart.
Exactly. So that's it's a tough comp.
But he will be. Reuben Bain Jr. is not going to fall to the 30th pick.
But if you want reference on this, Aaron Donald's arms are 2 inches longer than Bain's.
Yeah, that's not great.
That's crazy.
Yes. He has very, very short arms.
Like,
It makes a difference.
I'm measuring.
Yeah.
Look at that.
I thought you'd measure something else. What?
I'm telling you, when I played against big, long defensive tackles with long arms, it was really, really problematic to have short arms.
Well, yeah.
And
Nothing that's going to penetrate that face.
and I was not a tackle.
Yeah, well, you needed longer arms.
I did.
What's the matter with you?
First time I went against Trevor Price for the Denver Broncos, I was like, oh, that's why you want long arms. And I didn't have them.
What will Anthony Richardson's next team be? That's the next topic from the Combine. We'll get to that coming up on The Fan.
AM.
You have to bear with us here. We're measuring right now. The tape measure has been brought out. So Rob wanted to do our combine measurement, so I went and found a tape measure. And this is not as accurate as the combine. One, we don't have our shirts off to find the actual scapula, and we're using like one of retractable tape measure as opposed to like a tailor's tape measure. But you get a rough idea of where you were at.
Take your shirt off.
Take my pants off.
Whoa. Okay, so I've got our measurements. Are you ready?
Yeah.
So what'd we say? We said Bain was at 30 and 7/8.
30 and 7/8.
Third shortest arms ever at the combine.
For an edge rusher. It's not good. It's not.
Okay.
It's not where you want to be.
My
For an edge or a tackle, 33 is kind of the magic number. If you're less than 33, people tend to give you the
Okay, my arm length. Could I have played in the NFL?
at tackle.
At tackle.
Yeah.
28 3/4. Probably couldn't have played in the NFL.
I don't think you were going to be a left tackle or an elite edge
Tell you
rusher.
what, you know what? That makes me feel good. Because now I'm like, wow, man, I should have.
You're a skill position guy. Come on.
I should have pursued football.
That's right.
Now I know that I should.
Yeah.
At least that position. Okay. Then I've got Stephen Vaughn. Noted basketball.
Vaughn will have the longest arms.
Stephen Vaughn. Can he play in the NFL?
At
I
left
have him at 30 and a half.
Oh!
How about that?
Vaughn control. You got baby arms.
You got baby nuts.
You got baby nuts.
I feel like I had about a 6'2" wingspan, and I'm like 6'2", which is not great for a basketball player.
I got baby nuts.
That's not good.
No.
I mean, it could be a mismeasurement, but
Yeah.
I
mean, again, we're approximating. And to be fair, like some of these guys will get remeasured at the pro day, and wink, wink, nod, nod. All of a sudden, it's a little longer than before because this is, where you decide to measure from does make a difference.
Could Big Sook have played in the NFL?
I think we already found that out. The answer to that is no.
31 and a quarter.
Oh!
Yeah, that's longer than Reuben Bain.
And I will say that to Reuben Bain,
You could block his ass.
you do not want my arms. It's not great. One of my big knocks was I got baby arms.
Okay, so
Juiced up.
maybe that is the best. So, like the idea that Aaron Donald's arms are 2 inches longer doesn't do a whole lot for me.
Yeah.
Because Aaron Donald was just awesome.
He was the exception. And by the way, he still had long arms.
But for you, I think it's better to say Reuben Bain has shorter arms than Jason Sakanik.
And that's not good.
And one of the reasons you were blackballed
Yeah.
is because of your short arms.
Yes.
And he has shorter arms than you.
Yeah.
So you put it that way, I'm like, ooh.
It's not good. It was a running joke at BYU about my arms. My one of my buddies used to the whole T-Rex thing. By the way, T-Rex just out here catching strays. Like the poor
From you?
No, because that's what everyone says. You have T-Rex arms. I feel bad for the T-Rex catching.
Well, they do have tiny little
They do have tiny little arms. So I had a buddy of mine who was a big, long arm sort of guy, and they would constantly make fun of me. And he would make little T-Rex noises, and they would do the little, where you put your you'd put your sleeves all the way up. You would do the little T-Rex. He would do that to me all the time. And I was kind of an angry guy, so he's like, oh no. He's like, Sook's mad. And then he would pretend to kick you because he's like, that's all he could do is maybe kick you because he's not going to punch you with those little T-Rex arms. Yeah, it's just, it's a thing.
So you're better than Reuben Bain is what we just established.
Right.
In that measurement, Sakanik better.
You beat him in that?
I will just tell you.
I bet you he beat you down under, though.
When going into the combine, no one has ever looked at any of my measurements and been like, that's what we want to be. It's just not good. It's not what you want.
All right. Back to the combine. Anthony Richardson will be traded. Where should he go? We'll get to that coming up next on The Fan.
in. Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, Oregon State. They have decided to part ways with men's basketball coach Wayne Tinkle. Tinkle still is under contract for next season, but Oregon State reportedly will pay his $3 million buyout to get out after this year. And Scott Barnes has said that Wayne Tinkle has been given the opportunity to finish out the season if he wants to. No decision on that right now. Tinkle was 176 and 204 in 12 seasons. Of course, he did go to that Elite 8 in 2021, be 16 and 24 or 16 and 14 on the season this year. Indianapolis Colts, they have given quarterback Anthony Richardson permission to seek a trade. The former 4th overall pick has started 15 games for the Colts through 11 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. New York Jets, they're sending pass rusher Jermaine Johnson to the Titans for defensive tackle Devondre Swift. The thought now is the Jets will select Ohio State pass rusher Arvil Reese or Texas Tech pass rusher David Bailey with the 2nd overall draft pick. Oklahoma City Thunder MVP Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He has been cleared to return to action after missing the last 9 games due to an abdominal strain. He is not on the Oklahoma City's injury report for tomorrow's night game versus the Denver Nuggets. And the Memphis Grizzlies, they are signing big man Taj Gibson to a contract. Gibson is 40 years old, back in the NBA for his 17th season. Gibson is going to be the 35th player ever to appear in an NBA game after the age of 40. For more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Stephen Vaughn from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Sports.
All right, welcome back. Running behind. We've just packed a lot into the show, including our arm lengths. I just measured Johnny from sales.
Yeah.
He's at 27.
Don't think he's gonna.
I told him that. I broke the news to him. I said, do you want the good news or the bad news, Johnny? And he said, bad news always first, which is right. That's the right play.
Yeah.
I said, you're not going to play in the NFL.
No. So, arm length is a big deal for offense, defensive linemen, especially on the outside. Hand size is another one. Kind of lets you know like where your frame is at. That's a big one for quarterbacks. You want quarterbacks with big mitts.
Do you want to know the good news, though?
What you got?
The good news, I told him, because he wanted the bad news first.
Yeah.
So you're not going to play in the NFL. He's like, oh, really? So yeah, good news is you're employed here at Odyssey.
That's all that matters.
That's right. You've got a better job anyway.
Yeah. So here, hand size, the 40, I think really matters most for DBs. The 3-cone and the shuttle are big. And then like people want the broad jump for explosion. And so that's just kind of like some of the stuff. Like, depending on the position that you're at, there's like certain metrics as far as like, you know, you want to just, you don't need to be the best. You just don't want to fall below certain metrics depending on what position you're at in specific drills.
So the Colts have said that they want Anthony Richardson to go get a trade. They're like, hey, yeah, go for it.
Yeah, have at it.
Yeah. So
I'd take a flyer on him if
I
he
would
could sit
too.
for a bunch of years.
I would. Well, he's still young. He's only, what, 23?
Yeah, he's played no football, and he's just
Yeah.
hurt all the time.
Exactly.
I wouldn't give up anything of meaning for him, but
you don't have to. Well, he's got one. The problem with him is he's got 1 year on his rookie deal.
yeah,
And then after that, like,
I'd give him nothing. I mean, he's a Trey Lance sort of thing. Like,
ooh, Trey Lance.
yeah, it's
Would
all,
you rather have Trey Lance or Anthony Richardson?
Maybe. I think Trey Lance right now is probably the better player.
Yeah, but Richardson's a younger
But Richardson's
Trey
a younger, and he's way more athletic. Yeah, I'd take a flyer. I still think if Anthony Richardson was smart, he would have switched positions, but he's not going to. And he's hurt all the time at quarterback, which probably means he's going to be hurt at other positions. But if someone wanted to give up like a 5th round pick for him, yeah, I'd keep him around. I'd like to see if he could go to some place with a LaFleur or a Shanahan or McVay.
Yeah.
And if he'd be willing to sit for 2-3 years and actually learn how to play the position. The problem with Anthony Richardson is one of the big stats that we see all the time in the NFL, because we mentioned just like metrics, right? As far as hand size, height, all that. It's number of starts. Very few quarterbacks, and I mean very few, succeed with limited starts. Like Cam Newton, might be the only one. And he was just, whatever you think of Cam Newton, the dude was superhuman. And Anthony Richardson just never played. And when you watch him play, he has no fundamental understanding of how to play the position. So, and the big issue that the NFL has is it's not a developmental league. And that's kind of the stinky part about it. People always say, wait till you get to the NFL and you'll get better coaching. You don't. You don't get better coaching. You don't get more time to develop. It is, what can you do to help us right now? And because you're not getting reps in practice when you're a backup, there's really no developmental league unless you go down to the UFL or something, and guys don't want to do that. It's just, and the coaching is not, it's just not what you think it is as from a developmental standpoint. So when you're a quarterback that needs to grow and develop, there's really not a good path forward unless you're just a psycho in the offseason and you go hire one of these quarterback gurus to just live with you and you grind it out for a year or
So
two.
is he better off sitting with a Shanahan or McVay or starting with Miami?
Sitting. Because you go to a bad place that's rebuilding and you're just going to get your teeth kicked in. You're going to play behind a bad old line. Miami's going to have $200 million in dead cap space. The roster is going to be a joke. It's a recipe for disaster, and that's the problem with the Justin Fieldses of the world is, and Marcus had a little bit of this, you're always trying to find the place where you can prove you're a starter, but the only place that's going to let you be a starter is a crap organization. You'd be much better off if you just realize, hey, it didn't work out in the first place, right, that I was at. You have to realize that your path to success is 4 years down the road, not the next season. But no one's ego wants to do that. It's really hard to say that I'm going to go be a backup for a couple years. And the only time that really happens is when you're forced to. You have no choice. They boot you around the league, and hopefully you end up in a spot that's good and you can learn and you can grow, and then maybe you end up being a bridge quarterback for a good team like Minnesota or Seattle or San Francisco. Maybe the best thing that happened to Mac Jones ever was landing in San Francisco for this year and playing behind Purdy. Purdy gets hurt. You're in the Shanahan system. Malik Willis, right? Absolute washout in Tennessee, doesn't work, ends up in Green Bay for a couple seasons. Dude, that guy's going to probably they're saying could be 25 to 30 million.
Yeah. But Richardson, though, if you look at it through the Malik Willis lens, he's half the cost.
Yes.
If a third.
But he's so bad.
I know,
He's
but
so bad.
you think you're going anywhere with Malik Willis?
I would look. I don't know about that, but he showed you some stuff in Green Bay.
Oh, I know.
And so, look, Anthony Richardson, just go be the third string quarterback in the best quarterback room in the NFL and just shut up and learn, and just get healthy.
Well, I think it'd be cool to see him a McVay reclamation project or something.
Yes,
that would be pretty cool.
Don't play intramurals, brother.
I don't know if anything will ever come of it, and because no one will think about him because he's just getting to sit and not do anything. But Jalen Milroe is in the best possible spot for Jalen Milroe.
Yeah, we forgot about him.
Ridiculously talented guy, huge arm, doesn't really understand the position, a lot of mechanical stuff that he has to work through, and he just gets to sit and not do jack squat. And somewhere down the road, there will be an opportunity, much like Malik Willis, where Sam Darnold will get hurt or Drew Lock or whatever, and they're going to call upon Jalen Milroe, and he's going to have about a 3-game window to show, hey, I've learned something over these last couple years, and if he's good in those 3 or 4 year windows, then you become Matt Schaub, then you become Matt Castle, then you become someone like that Malik Willis this offseason, where someone's like, yeah, dude, I'm going to give you an opportunity to be a starter. And I know he's probably going to be frustrated over the next couple seasons because he's not going to play. But really, if you're being smart about it, he is in a much better situation than someone that gets thrown into the fire like Anthony Richardson.
Okay, more on the combine later. But up next, we have fake news.
I knew it.
Here we go again. Fake news.
Gosh.
And this one involves a sportsman. That's next on The Fan. Bye, bitch. We just watched Sonny Styles run his 40.
If you want to know who won the combine, I give you that.
Wait, it's already over?
It is
Everybody
for him.
go home.
Sonny Styles may just flip everyone the bird and walk away and be like, he'll be a top 3 pick.
He's the linebacker from Ohio State.
6'5", 244, 43.5-inch vertical leap, by the way. 11.2 broad jump and just ran in the 4.4s.
Yeah, they just showed a comp. You know who he comps out as? He's basically the same as Calvin Johnson.
Yes.
He plays linebacker.
He's bigger by 2 inches, heavier by 15 pounds, and has better numbers in everything than DK Metcalf. And last time I checked, DK Metcalf is a really good athlete. So he was a safety when he got to Ohio State. And he had such a big frame, they were like, I think you can play linebacker. And here we are, and he will probably be the 3rd or 4th pick off the board. So
got some audio for you.
America, yeah! America, woo!
He should be wooing right now. His agent right now is going in a back room and having a private moment because they just made themselves a lot of money.
Some more headlines today from the U.S. men's hockey team and the White House.
Yeah.
Brady Tkachuk, who is of the Ottawa Senators.
Yes.
Team USA gold medalist. He's not happy today.
No, and he shouldn't be.
Because the White House, yes, that White House,
Yeah.
your fearless leader and company, posted a video on their official TikTok account that featured doctored footage of him as they played Freebird to celebrate the U.S. winning gold.
Yeah.
Here is what that sounded like. He's right off the top.
They booed our national anthem, so I had to come out and teach those maple syrup eating f***s a lesson. Canada, we own you, lil bro.
Okay, and then the video goes on. There's more crap. That was not real.
No.
And Tkachuk is like, what the hell?
Yeah. And he's been a guy like he's caught in some flack. Him and his brother are certainly
That was AI, by the way.
It was AI.
If you're wondering.
Him and his brother have certainly been very much, the kind of some of the driving force of the, America, us versus them mentality. That was at the Four Nations. But he's
America, yeah! America, woo!
and he's getting painted in this, and he plays in Canada, and he's being used, and this is what some people were fearful of, that the U.S. hockey team would be used as a political prop. And, most of them, I think, have tried to say the right thing and be like, look, I don't know what you want. When the president calls after winning a gold medal, like, you're going to take the phone call. I'm proud to be an American, and we came together on this, but they're taking flack because they laughed at a very poor joke at the expense of the women. And they're saying, I'm sorry. Like, they're apologizing for that. They're like, we have the utmost respect for the U.S. women's team. It's just they're being put in a very uncomfortable spot right now. And now you've got an official account releasing AI about a guy calling the country that he plays a bunch of maple syrup eating blanks. That's not fair to him. Whatever you think of the Tkachuk brothers and whether or not, they represent your version of America, they should not have to deal with this crap.
I would say I can't believe they did that, but I totally can.
Yeah.
They booed our national anthem, so I had to come out and teach those maple syrup eating f***s a lesson. Canada, we own you, lil bro.
So do you think they did that on purpose or just didn't know? I mean, the video said they used AI, so it disclosed it.
Yeah.
But do you think they knew that or just thought that was real?
I just think they did it. They doctored it, obviously, and they thought it was hilarious.
I mean, I could see it, one thing if just some intern and they see the video and they put it in there and they don't think twice about it and they don't look up whether it's real or fake. Yeah. That's one thing. It's another to actually doctor what the player said.
Yeah.
And you're saying that's what you think happened?
I don't know how else you're
like I said, the other way is they just saw it.
But there's a lot of the country
put it
that
in there.
would love that comment.
Yes.
It would celebrate that.
Yeah.
That's why they do it.
And the Tkachuk.
So you think they did it on purpose?
100%.
Either they doctored it or they knew that it was altered and they didn't care because they thought that, again, this is the Tkachuk brothers have.
They don't care about the Tkachuks. They care about the message.
Yes, and the Tkachuk brothers have kind of come to symbolize that sort of,
Are they all MAGA?
A little bit. Yeah, I think so.
Oh, I wonder what they think now.
Well, and it's not necessarily, they just, I don't know how to put it. This is why I said it's become this weird thing because, like, if you accept a call from the president or you say that you're proud to be an American and you're proud to represent the country, some people think that means that you're MAGA. I don't know. I have not heard specifically that the Kachucks come out and been like, yeah, we love the president. I've heard them come out and say that that they're honored to represent the United States. They were honored to go to the White House, and you know they put the medal around the FBI director's neck. So there are certainly some ancillary stuff that leads you to believe that they certainly support that administration and all that. But I haven't heard them come right out and flat out say that I love, you know, the MAGA agenda or anything like that. But everything now has become so politicized, and I really do feel for the players. I don't think it's fair that representing your country and being proud to represent the United States and proud to wear a gold medal and accepting an invitation somehow means that you are I know that you're one. Everything about you is defined by that. I don't like it. I think it's poor form.
So here's what Kachuk said. He said, "Well, it's clearly fake because it's not my voice, not my lips moving. I'm not in control of any of those accounts. I know that those words would never come out of my mouth, so I can't do anything about it. It's not my voice. It's not what I was saying. I would never say that. That's not who I am. So I guess I don't like that video because that would never come out of my mouth and never had that thought."
Yeah. And then you're going to get a lot of people, and we're getting some on the text program. It's like, hey, when you associate with that, that's what you get. But I don't know. Like the flack that they're getting right now, they were on a phone call 10 minutes after winning a gold medal. Someone made a really poor joke at the expense of the women's team, that being the president. There were an awkward moment where some people kind of laughed, and now everyone on that team is being viewed as a misogynistic jerk that doesn't like the women's team. And everything I've heard from every one of those players on both teams says that they support each other entirely. And that's a great relationship. And was there an awkward moment? Yes. Do a lot of those guys probably wish that they wouldn't have laughed at it? Yeah, but I'm not going to take something in a celebration when you're drinking and having a good moment. I'm not going to take that as an indictment on your entire personality and everything about you.
I'm not either. Can we... I think that's kind of dumb. Like, okay, they did laugh.
Yeah.
How many times have you awkwardly laughed at something in a conversation that you were very nervous in?
Thank you.
Or that you,
Yes.
like, you don't...
all the time.
People do that all the time, and it
Yes.
doesn't mean that they had time to process exactly what was said. Like, it's almost like, I don't want to say courtesy. It's just what we do as humans.
Yeah.
Is we fake laugh.
Yeah,
in conversations,
when it's uncomfortable,
even if we don't like something,
Yeah.
because it kind of diffuses.
Yes.
Like, you're not. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
Just call him out on it, right on the.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think that we're making a little too much of them
Thank
laughing
you.
at that.
Yes.
But
everything now has to become the defining moment of your life, and I'm just not on board with it. I've said it. Do I love the Kachuk brothers? No. Do I prefer the Hughes brothers? Yes. Does that mean that the Kachucks are terrible people and that the Hughes brothers are the greatest people in the world? No.
what if they fought?
Well, I think the Kachuk brothers would kick their ass.
Damn it.
You know, it's just you don't have to like everything that everybody stands for, and he can still be your countryman, and you can still be. That's the whole point of being a team. Not everyone on that team probably agrees with everybody, and that's okay. Just like that's the beauty of sports. Dan Lanning talks about this a lot, that when you go into an NFL locker room, you've got Republicans, Democrats, Jews, blacks, whites, whatever, guys from rich, poor, lots of different families.
Mama didn't raise no bitch.
And you all get together and you're part of a team. And I don't know why this can't be one of those moments where we can just let something,
Well, I have a good
we
idea.
can
why.
just be proud for once.
I think I know.
Yeah, I know.
So here's the
And
Kachuk
that's the
brothers.
disappointing part.
This is the Kachucks, okay?
America, yeah!
And here's the Hugheses.
Yeah.
America, woo!
I think that's what you're saying.
I think that's what I'm saying, yes. And if they were going to do the AI doctored video, why not do the Kachuk brother that plays in Florida? Like, I would be pissed if I was the one that played in Canada and they used that. Because I do think that there is, you know, I wouldn't want to go into what, by the way, has been my home for a long, long time, and then go and have that be representative of me. That's
I think
crappy.
people, especially Canadians, level-headed, and
I would think.
they get it.
Yeah.
They know he didn't say that.
Yeah.
It's obvious he didn't. Like, if you watch the video, it's clearly AI.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
But the fact that that's, I don't know. I just, it sits, this whole thing has sat poorly with me. That should have been a really, really cool moment for us.
Well, it's gone from such a happy moment to now we are
Yes.
controversy every single day with it.
Yes. And it sucks. From the State of the Union address to the dinner, the McDonald's, to the women's team. And I think it was Hillary Knight who was the captain of the women's team. I thought she said it was great. I thought she had a really good one where she goes, dude, it's not up to me to defend someone else's behavior. It's like, don't put that on me. And she's talking about the joke that was made. And she says, all you're doing now is demeaning what we accomplished. And exactly, just celebrate the fact that for the first time, the men and women of our country are the best in the world at hockey, and just let it be that. And by the way, they all get along and they support each other. It doesn't have to be this doesn't have to be a culture war. Sometimes it can just be about something that feels good. Can we just for 1 minute have something that makes us like, can we have a nice thing? Can we feel good about something?
I think you know the answer to that.
No, apparently not. Sonny Styles, by the way, just improved and ran 4.47 in his second 40 at 6'5" and 200 and damn near 50 pounds.
All right, coming up next, the latest Portland protest is not what you think.
Love these protests.
Yeah.
What building now?
Well, this is actually it is a building.
Yeah.
It is a building.
That's what I've learned.
You're right. You're right. We'll tell you what building when we return on In the News. But first, here's Stephen with SportsCenter.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, Oregon State, they have decided to part ways with men's basketball coach Wayne Tinkle. Tinkle still had 1 year left on his contract, but Oregon State will pay his reported $3 million buyout to get out after this year. Scott Barnes says Tinkle has been given the opportunity to finish this season if he so chooses. Tinkle was 176 and 204 in 12 seasons, went to the Elite Eight run in 2021, Beavs 16 and 14 this year. Indianapolis Colts, they've given quarterback Anthony Richardson permission to seek a trade. The former 4th overall pick has started 15 games in his career, throwing 11 touchdowns and 13 interceptions. The Jets, they're trading pass rusher Jermaine Johnson to the Titans for defensive tackle Tavondre Swift. The thought now is the Jets will select either Ohio State pass rusher Arvil Reese or Texas Tech pass rusher David Bailey with the 2nd overall pick in the upcoming draft. Senate Bill 1501 for Moda Center renovations has officially been passed by the Oregon State Senate's Rules Committee. The vote was 4-1 in favor of being able to renovate. The bill will now goes on its way and goes to the ways and means of a committee. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander of the Thunder, he's been cleared to return after missing the last 9 games due to an abdominal strain. He is not on OKC's injury report for tomorrow night game against the Denver Nuggets. And the Memphis Grizzlies are signing veteran Taj Gibson. Gibson is 40 years old and is back for his 17th NBA season. He will be the 35th player of all time to appear in an NBA game after 40 years of age. For more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Stephen Vaughn from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work. Insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Well, now I feel like an ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you do something that makes you feel like an ass?
Yeah.
It's never a good feeling.
Well, you know, one of my favorite things is just listening for funny things that aren't right.
Yeah. The Sukisms of the world.
Yeah.
The watchdogs over the metropolitan.
Yeah, and I have my share of these.
Yeah, we all do.
Yeah. When you're on the radio talking for a living,
Yeah.
they happen.
That's why we say all the time, you better be able to be the
Yeah.
butt of the joke if
Right.
you're going to be on the show.
Germany's a great city.
I stand by that.
Now, Steven had one during his sports snort that was great.
Yeah, you did catch this.
I caught it,
Yeah.
and I asked him about it. Now, the reason I feel bad is because Steven's new, and I don't want to make fun of Steven. And but look, he said it goes to the ways and means of a committee.
Yes, as opposed to the Ways and Means
Which
Committee.
I thought was hilarious
Yes.
because it is the Ways and Means Committee.
Goes to the ways and means of a committee.
But then I asked him.
It probably does go to the Ways and Means of a committee.
I think it does
Yes.
both.
Yes.
Yeah, it's technically correct. But I didn't know if you just misspoke or if you didn't know it was the Ways and Means Committee. I didn't know. I didn't know that.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
So I just made it up on the fly.
I love that.
And that was a problem.
I do love that. The Yarmakula.coms of the
Yes.
world. Yeah.
Yes.
That might be my favorite one of all time.
Let me see if I can find that.
Discount Yarmakulas. Brand name Yarmakulas at discount Yarmakula prices.
God, where is that?
I don't know. There's so many.
That was
of
you
these.
and
That was me and the great Mike Lynch.
old Mike Lynch.
Yeah. Yeah. God. There's so many. Shouldn't we be in the news?
Yeah, just shut up. Hold on.
You might want to get to the news.
Just hold on.
Just saying.
I'm looking for Yarmakula.
Well, people need their news.
All right, it's February. I'll find it. The hell with it.
You could
It
have been
probably went to the Ways and the Means of a committee.
exactly, and you could have been in that damn committee for like 10 minutes. Meanwhile, the people need their news.
Feb 26, 2026. Time now for.
You're doing great.
It's brought to you by the Advocates, injury attorneys at advocateslaw.com. Today is National Personal Chef Day.
Oh yeah, that's a little outside of my
Really?
ways and means.
I had to fire one of mine. Times are tough.
I will tell you that if I had a bunch of money, I would 100% have a personal chef.
Yeah.
I think that'd be like, if you're a rich guy, that's 100%
Oh,
worth
here
it.
it is.
You better believe I clicked on the ad, and it is Yarmakula.com.
That's how you spell yarmulke.
Brilliant. That's one of the all-time greats.
That's how you spell yarmulke. From the Jewish guy.
yeah, yeah.
It is also National Pistachio Day.
Oh, love a good pistachio nut.
Okay.
You don't like a good pistachio?
No, I do. Yeah, I love them. Just thought that was nice, succinct commentary. I didn't need to add to that. I love them too.
Yeah, great. A little hard to crack sometimes, but
Well, stop me if you've heard this before,
no.
but we have a God bless America. Pop-ups are just getting so bad.
I know.
God.
Can I say too, if you're gonna have the pop-up, you need to have the X. I get it. I'm gonna have to deal with the pop-up. Don't hide the freaking X
No.
to where it's the size of a pin. That's just not cool.
Goes to the ways and means of a committee.
Yeah, that needs to go to the Ways and the Means of a committee.
Seriously,
Somebody needs to rule on that. Maybe your supreme ruler can.
I can only hope.
We have a $50 million budget deficit
Oh,
that we've just found.
wait, I
Guess where?
feel like I've heard this before. Where's our budget deficit now?
This is Portland Public Schools.
Oh, wait. So we had the.
Yeah, this is mid-year. By the way.
So we had the housing budget. We have the overall budget. Now we got this budget. We had a parks budget. A lot of budgets that aren't doing well. I got a solution. More taxes.
Yeah, I think that's right.
I think it's the only solution, right?
But
Let's just keep
before
taxing.
that solution, we need to send it to the Ways and the Means of a committee.
Well, absolutely. We got to kick that committee around.
Goes to the ways and means of a committee.
Lots of free lunches, and there's fact-finding commissions, things of that.
So they're reporting this mid-year. So it is for this year.
Yeah. We're 50 million.
Like that's
in the-
pretty unusual.
We're 50 million in the hole.
Like they would
already?
usually figure that out earlier.
Yeah.
But now they're like, oh, higher transportation and maintenance costs,
Okay.
costs from federal lawsuits, a $5 million gap in levy funds,
Wait,
and
we're getting sued?
yeah, the stupid feds. Your boy,
Yeah.
you were in the Capitol that day,
Allegedly.
fighting for that guy. Unbelievable.
Where's my red hat?
Expenditures of $2.5 million for 7 emergency facility declarations, including a broken pipe at an elementary school,
I
a
want-
sewer issue at another elementary
I
school,
had one of those recently. You don't want one. You don't want that broken pipe.
and cooling system and guardrail issues at Benson.
Got to Can't have guardrail issues. I'll tell you that right now.
So they will be taking immediate actions with a goal of closing the gap by June 30th. What does that mean?
Yeah, what are you?
Well, layoffs probably.
$50 million?
Yeah,
How do
there's
you-
probably a bloated contract in there somewhere.
How do you get in there and lay off $50 million?
What if they lay off 2 people and they make it up? And we're like, oh,
Look, if the homeless thing...
Principal Bell was making $25 million a
that
year.
son of a bitch. If the homeless thing has taught me anything, just rummage around in some couch cushions and you'll find... Didn't they find, was it $100 million?
Yeah, they found $100 million at Portland, but not the schools.
Well, I'm just saying, if we found $100
But
million...
then, wait, they found $100 million, but then they announced was it $170 million shortfall?
Something like that.
Yeah,
Can't we just go find... tell the schools to rummage around, because apparently there's tens of millions of dollars that are just kind of laying around. Go find that.
They've also canceled professional development sessions.
I don't know what that means, but
I don't know.
it's not good.
I have nothing more on this story other than to tell you I'm not shocked.
I just know we spend a lot of money on education, more than most, and we don't get a lot out of it.
The latest Portland protest is indeed, as Stephen predicted, about a building.
What are we protesting?
Dozens have rallied.
Dozens?
Yes.
There's dozens of us.
I feel like until you get triple digits, like I want to put a minimum 250 before you tell me that it's a protest.
This says dozens.
What do you call it then? A get together?
You can't have 36 people, because that would be dozens.
Hangout?
You can't put 36 people out there and then say that dozens of protesters. That's fake news.
I'd like to say that
I don't like that.
KGW is where I'm reading the story. I'd like to say that there are fewer than dozens. I mean, that's a little bit of a
Tens.
stretch.
Well,
there are tens of people.
Well, dozens would be. If you had 24, technically you have dozens.
How about this? There are dozens of arms and legs out there.
Sure.
That helps.
What are we protesting? What are tens of people protesting? Go away.
Well, you may agree with what they're
Let's see
protesting.
what we got.
They have rallied outside of Keller Auditorium, urging the city to renovate the building rather than repurpose or demolish it. So they want Keller to remain.
Yeah. So if you don't know, the original plan was their building. Keller needed to be renovated, and instead of renovating it, they're building a brand new performing arts center on the Portland State campus, which is right by the Keller Auditorium. And the idea was, once that's complete, then you move all the Keller stuff to that, and then you renovate the Keller, so there's no interruption. And other people have now said, well, I don't know if you've noticed lately, but the city, we don't have a lot of money. So why do we need 2 performing arts centers when multiple studies have said you don't need 2 performing arts centers? And since the one's already being built, you probably shouldn't renovate the Keller.
Well, they probably shouldn't renovate the Keller?
That's what they're saying that the studies have shown.
Well, these people are saying don't build the new one.
It's already being built.
Oh. Well, they're saying the parking's already there. Mass transit's good.
Yeah. It's right. It's over. It's in the same area. It's on the Portland State campus. Like, you realize how close that is?
Yeah. No, I know where it is. It's just that these go to 11. I don't know. That's what they're saying. This is what they're saying. Look, they're protesting, not me.
Look, I love the Keller. I go to the Keller all the time. You've dropped me off at the Keller many a time to see wonderful Broadway shows. I'm just saying, at some point, the city doesn't have money. We have to start making decisions. And when you're building a brand new one, if you buy a brand new car and you're struggling for money, does it make sense to buy a brand new car and then renovate your old car?
Well, now I'm even more confused.
So the new one's
What does it make sense to do with my car?
You just get rid of it.
Oh.
Or you give it to your kid.
I think it makes more sense to just renovate the old car.
To repurpose it. Well, that's not happening. They're building the new one.
Well, that's what they're pissed about.
3,000-seat Performing Arts Center. It is going to be known as the PAC, the PACC. It is being developed by Portland State University in downtown Portland, and an estimated opening of 2030.
Here's a text that says, the Keller is an acoustic disaster of a barn. Tear it down. And while you're at it, take down the Coliseum as well. This city is terrible about stuff like this. Well, to be fair, the city is tearing it down.
Well, no, not yet.
But they are. They decided to build a new one.
Yes.
So he says this city is terrible. No, they're not. They actually figured this one out. They're building a new one.
Yes, we just don't know what they're doing with the Keller. The original plan was to renovate the Keller, and now I think they're saying
Right.
that we're going to have to reconsider that.
And I get the city is terrible with stuff like this.
Yes.
But in this instance, it appears they got it right. With, well, according to my noted news contributor here, much to the chagrin of these dozens of arms and legs that are out there.
Tens of people are down there protesting.
Handfuls.
Yes. That being said, I do like the Kellers. Just can we get a real bathroom in that place?
Well, there you go. There's another. I mean,
Would like a just saying.
just figure it out.
Just get a proper building.
Everybody's fighting. Yes,
Well, they are trying to.
that's what I said. They're,
They're
they're,
bathrooms,
they,
you
that's what
said.
they're doing. What are we even fighting about?
No. 2 performing arts centers. We need 2. Utah, give me 2.
I say get rid of Portland State.
We need 2. My daughter goes there. Don't
They
say.
got a good basketball team. Stop it.
Yeah, dude.
Are they good?
Yeah, dude. They're killing it.
Really good.
Yeah.
I stand down. I retract that statement. My God.
We showed you.
There's a new government position in Portland. I wonder if you're going to apply.
Yes, let's do this.
Big Sue could be good at this.
Yeah.
We'll get to that next on The Fan.
Rob had to go check on his double hungs. Here he comes.
Every time he talks about the double hung, I just think of Serrano from Major League.
Those are marbles.
Yeah, the marbles.
What?
Nothing.
Are you guys talking about me?
We're talking about your double hungs.
I am double hung.
You were over there getting the new deal, weren't you?
What do you mean?
I
Yeah, I had to go call Window Nation. I want more windows.
Yeah.
I want new ones again. It is in the news, February 26, 2026. Hello. We have a new government position in Portland.
Nice.
Yeah.
Love new government
Yeah.
positions.
Portland has hired its first immigrant affairs lead,
Okay, but
and they will oversee sanctuary city policies.
I don't really know what that means, but okay.
She's kind of a young hot.
Really?
Her name is Brenda Alvarado.
All right.
Yeah. And she has been appointed by Mayor Keith Wilson as the city's first immigrant affairs lead, a newly created position focused on supporting immigrant communities and overseeing the city's sanctuary policies. She was selected following a competitive recruitment process. I believe you were part of that.
I did not. The bald middle-aged white man, in a shocking development, did not get...
I thought they heard some of your commentary over the years on the show and thought you'd be a great fit.
I'm really angling for more of a, position on the homeless sort of thing. If you look at most of my hot ideas from Bum Voyage on down, they're really focusing on that aspect of the city. Oh, yeah, they signed that brown guy, and then I went right past it. My mom was an illegal immigrant. My mom is adorably racist. She was illegal for a long time. Got that green card finally, so I can speak on this.
Well, welcome, Brenda.
Yes.
Brenda.
I hope you do a great job. And you're right, she is...
She's young.
I don't know about these shoes she's wearing, though.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We're judging her on her shoes, huh?
Yeah. She's got a whole thing put together, but man, that footwear. She's wearing a pair of old penny loafers. I can't get on board with that.
Did you ever have penny loafers?
No, I never did the penny loafers.
I had a pair.
Did you?
Yeah.
I feel like that's more of a swag territory sort of thing. I never
Oh,
felt.
Swag still wears them.
Did you put the penny loafers in the pennies in there, or did you do the dollar?
No, penny.
Oh.
It's a penny loafer.
Yeah, but I've seen people that they're like,
we were not rich.
Yeah, that $1.
I couldn't afford the nickel.
Yeah. I never did the penny loafers. It's not my jam.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'm glad to see that with our
right.
city in financial duress that we're coming up with new positions.
Hey. It's important.
It is
It's an
important.
important job.
Yes.
She said...
I don't know what that job does, but
I just told you.
I know, but what does that even mean?
Words.
Words are important.
She said... I'll just give you her quote here, and then we'll get out of here.
Is this true? I hope this is not true, but I kind of hope it is.
Oh, no.
Was it Portland already had a press conference where their immigrant affairs lead has announced they're missing funds? That can't be real.
Wait, what?
That can't be real, right?
The immigrant affairs lead.
Are we missing funds from the immigrant affairs budget?
Well,
that can't.
Would that shock you? Why would you say that can't be real? That's basically been every other story we've had on in the news for 2 weeks.
We just hired a brand new one, and we're already having to do that. We're missing funds. All right,
Look under the couch. You know it's there.
I'm gonna be digging around in this. I need to find out.
She says, "This is a pivotal moment. I look forward to standing alongside city leadership, bureaus, labor partners, and community-based organizations to ensure everyone who calls Portland home can live with safety, dignity, and access to the support and sanctuary protections that they deserve."
Okay.
Welcome, Brenda. So
go get them. Arr.
That's in the news. Somehow now you're a pirate.
Arr. That's not a pirate. That was a.
I feel like it's a pirate.
A pirate's more of an. Arr. Arr. There's a pirate one in there, but that was not. That was like she's bulldog tough. Arr.
Yeah, that's like a dog.
Yeah. She's got bulldog fight for the immigrant affairs and get right to it.
That's in the news, Feb 26, 2026, brought to you by the Advocates, injury attorneys at advocateslaw.com. Coming up next, we have many headline, including Combine, Tony Dungy, and Blazers on the Fan.
I'm Pierre Palazzo.
again. Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, Oregon State. They have decided to part ways with men's basketball coach Wayne Tinkle. Tinkle is still under contract for the next season, but Oregon State will reportedly pay his $3 million buyout to get out from next season. Tinkle has been given the opportunity, according to Scott Barnes, to finish this year if he so chooses. That has remained to be unknown right now. But Tinkle was 176 and 204 in 12 seasons, went to the Elite 8 in 2021, the 16 and 14 this year. Indianapolis Colts, they have given quarterback Anthony Richardson permission to seek a trade. The former 4th overall pick has started 15 games for the Colts, throwing 11 touchdowns and 13 interceptions. The Jets, they are trading pass rusher Jermaine Johnson to the Titans for defensive tackle Tafondre Sweat. The thought now is the Jets will select either Ohio State pass rusher Arvil Reese or Texas Tech pass rusher David Bailey with the 2nd overall pick in the upcoming NFL draft. Senate Bill 1501 for motor center renovations has officially been passed by the Oregon State Senate Rules Committee. Vote was 4-1 in favor. Bill now goes to the Ways and Means Committee. There we go.
Nice.
Oklahoma City Thunder MVP Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, he's been cleared to return after missing the last 9 games due to an abdominal strain. He is not on the Thunder's injury report for tomorrow night game against the Nuggets. And the Grizzlies, they are signing big man Taj Gibson. Gibson, 40 years old, will be back in the NBA for his 17th season. Gibson will be the 35th player ever to appear in an NBA game after the age of 40. For more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Stephen Vaughn from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work. Insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
All right, welcome back. Hope you're having a nice little Thursday. I know we are. Great show so far today. It is.
We covered a lot of ground.
We sure have.
Yes, indeed.
It is your sportsman. I'm Isaac. Hello. Big Six right over there.
Oh, dude.
And we've got Stephen Vaughn. He's back again today.
Ways and Means.
Can't believe he hasn't quit yet. He's in that quit zone. Like he knows what the job is now. And he probably hates it.
Yeah.
And it's about time to pull the chute.
He made a little more driving for Uber and DoorDash. So.
Yeah, because you're at the decision. You're like, you know what the job is, but it's not. Hasn't been enough where it's like, you know what, you could get someone new and they can figure it out soon.
Yeah.
Right.
Goes to the Ways and Means of a committee.
We will, if he does resign, we will have to go to the Ways and Means of a committee to find our next producer.
Yeah, who would be our next?
I don't know, man. We're running thin right now. If you
use up everybody in the city of Portland. I think you're done.
Maybe someone from the immigrant housing situation. What's that new lady, the penny loafer gal?
Brenda.
Alvarado.
Maybe Miss Alvarado is interested in maybe supplementing her new government position.
America, yeah! America, woo!
We got that.
We do have that.
Yeah.
Couple headlines before we tell you what's coming up. The Blazers are back in action tonight. They have a very winnable game. You know, the Bulls are tanking.
Yes.
They traded everyone at the deadline.
And technically, the Portland Trailblazers are not tanking just yet, but give it some time. And we got Klingon, who may have an illness. Well, he does have an illness.
No.
He's questionable.
He's out, actually.
He's
officially out.
Officially
yes.
out?
Oh, my God.
Maybe we are pulling the chute.
How does anyone bet on the NBA? Honestly, you bet on the NBA.
I bet on the game. I bet on the Bulls plus 4.5.
You did?
Before the Klingon news, and now it's down to 3.5. So I feel good.
Yeah. Okay, you have a good number. But the Bulls have lost 10 in a row. Right. They have nobody playing either. Zach Collins is ducking the Blazers again.
Coward.
Simons
is ducking the Blazers.
It's positive.
And the Blazers don't have Avdia. They don't have Sharp.
No
Kling.
I mean, who is even playing in this game?
Are we getting the big tariff?
He's active. The young Hansen
Is he going to start?
No, he's not.
Who's starting at
Because
center?
the Bulls have nobody over
Yeah, I
like
was gonna-
6'9".
So it doesn't matter.
Who is the best player on the Bulls right now?
Matas Buzelis.
Exactly.
I love that we went with exactly.
Starting lineup for the Blazers: Scoot Henderson, Drew Holiday, Jeremy Grant, Tumani Kamara, Chris Murray. So nobody over 6'9" in that lineup. 6'8".
More importantly,
They should win that. You are you feeling good about your Bulls bet?
Yeah, I mean, the Blazers haven't been playing well. Should they be favored over anybody on the
Well,
road?
Decent point.
Wait
But the Bulls have lost 10 in a row.
Wait till the big tariff gets his
They don't
hands
have
on
to
it.
win. They can lose by
Yeah,
4.
that's true. Wait, no, I thought the Blazers were favored. Oh yeah, the Bulls don't have. Yeah,
Bulls
yeah,
lose by
Yeah, the Bulls.
Yeah.
The Blazers are favored by 4.5.
yeah, and probably should be based on the
Yes. Yeah.
what's going
They
on in
should win,
Chicago.
but my thought is they haven't played well, so they shouldn't really be favored over
Okay.
anybody.
Hey man,
the
you're the
Bulls.
Blazer whisperer. You do well on the Blazers, so
Scoot goes for 30 tonight.
I think Chris Murray's going for 30.
This is a get. He had a nice game the other night.
And then we all question, is Scoot the man?
I do enjoy after they beat the Phoenix Suns, who roll out 4 people that no one's ever heard of, and then we're like, well, tell you what, looked really impressive.
We're
tonight.
back, baby.
We're back. Although to be fair, Scoot since coming back, Scoot some bad turnovers late in some of the games, but Scoot has looked pretty good.
Man,
Don't write off Scoot just yet. That's all I'm saying. But Klingon seems to be now the. It's funny how we've pivoted because it went from Sharp and Scoot being the key focus of everything, and now now everyone is like, well, that's fine. But really, the key to this team's future, Donovan Klingon.
Klingon makes a couple 3-pointers, and we're all like, man, what is the offensive potential for this guy?
It's already next year, next USA men's basketball. Hey, Klingon could be the starting center. So right now, Donovan Klingon's having a bit of a glow-up moment right now.
So what is today? Thursday?
Thursday.
On Monday, what will it be?
Well, he's sick right now, so just,
No, well, I'm saying that's why. So somebody else will have a good weekend.
Yeah, Scoot.
And there will be a new narrative on Monday.
I will tell you that at some point over the next week or two, the Scoot Henderson, because even Drew Holiday asked, why isn't Scoot playing more minutes? So at some point
and when Drew speaks,
you listen. At some point, the Scoot Henderson being the man. See, right now we're having Klingon's Sharp's old news is whatever, get out of here.
We're over.
We've moved on. We've moved on for Sharp, even though we gave him $90 million. It's over. So now Klingon's having his moment, but soon we will pivot off of the Klingon moment and we'll go back to Scoot. It's kind of like a round robin.
You don't think
sort of thing?
Hansen or whatever his name is?
Nah, unfortunately, the big ticket's not having. The big tariff isn't.
It may be the point where you're saying they might hype someone up. It also might be the Blazers stink again because they play the Hornets on Saturday. That's gonna be a loss. The Hornets are actually pretty good. Yeah. And then they play the Hawks, who are average. But this could be a legit 1-2 road trip right here over the weekend, and then we're all panicking again.
Yeah.
Look,
I'm not panicking.
There is
very calm.
There is some belief here that that Portland may eventually pull the shoot and just be like,
but what would that do?
Nothing other than just
how far down can they get?
You could catch the Clippers for 10th.
Yeah, you could get 10th in the West.
You're not catching Memphis.
So you could drop one spot.
Well, but then overall, you could probably still catch the Bucks, and I don't think
you could probably get to the 10th best odds to get the top pick.
Yeah,
right around there,
something like that. Yeah,
but they're already at the 9th.
You could probably go down at least 2.
They could fall a spot or 2.
You could fall maybe 2 spots. I don't think 3, but somewhere.
So what would the point of tanking be? If you're only falling 1 or 2 spots?
Because the Mavericks last year got the first pick of the draft at a 0.7% chance.
So you just get into the lottery.
Get into the.
Okay. SGA cleared to return for Oklahoma City, so that's good. They lost last night. Pistons got them.
Well, they were down, but I don't think SGA played. I don't think Chet played.
They were all out.
Yeah, they were all out.
But they've all been out. They beat, but they've still been winning except for last night. Detroit is tough, but Oklahoma City. It doesn't really matter who they run out there. They're awesome.
Well, and it is kind of a thing that the Spurs kind of have their number a little bit, and
they beat them 3 out of 4.
I think so. And at the start of the year, it looked like Oklahoma City. I mean, there was talk that they were going to threaten the 70+ win mark, and then it kind of leveled off a little bit. And it'll be interesting. I think the one that most people want to see in the postseason is Wemby versus a healthy Oklahoma City team. I think that's the one. If you ask most people what you want to see, it's not the NBA Finals. This may be like where we had the Rams and the Seahawks, and the winner of that, winner take all. I think that's kind of what people want
Well,
to see is see if Wemby can take down the defending champs.
That would be the finals.
It would be awesome.
It would be. Spurs have won 10 in a row. They've looked really good as well with Wemby healthy. Their team is pretty healthy right now.
Yep.
They look legitimately good.
Dude,
so, that's the match we want to see because Wemby owns Chet. And that's the Thunder answer to Wembanyama is Chet, and Wemby just owns that guy.
Well,
so
doesn't
that's what we want
Wemby
to see.
own everyone?
Yeah,
He's
but
quite
everyone,
good.
a lot of people think that Chet is
Equipped to
a
maybe
mini
slow him
me
down.
of Wembanyama, and he's not close.
Is he going to be the Wemby stopper? Is this like when Ruben Patterson was the Kobe stopper, but Kobe would score like 45, and they're like, yeah, but he could have had 50.
But he only shot 50%.
Wemby, God forbid, if Wemby ever gets on the Giannis roids,
Got my Michelob Ultra joints.
and look, I don't know, whatever.
Anybody who says Michelob Ultra is not stopping Wemby.
If Wemby ever does whatever Giannis did, I don't know what he takes. Maybe he just loves protein shakes. Wemby, as great as he is, if he ever fills out and does the Giannis program, then you just may have
It's over.
You may have the greatest player of all time. Because Giannis, when you look at Giannis, like when he came out, even his first couple years when he was kind of starting to develop, and even when he got really good versus what he has now, it's kind of a Shaq glow up sort of situation. Dude, that guy is scary big. He just is. He's like a bigger version of Dwight Howard, and Wemby has put on some weight, but he's still like he's not Kevin Durant thin. But I've seen like people do like AI, like bulked up Wemby, where they like give him like more muscle mass. It's a terrifying human being.
The scary thought is you said the best player of all time. That's not exaggeration. Like Wembanyama could become the best player of literal all time.
And he'll sound like that. But you're right. He could.
I think
because
it's more of a wee-wee.
The thing about him that seems to be true is he is kind of an assassin. Like he's not soft. Like you would think that he would be paper thin soft.
Yeah.
He is not. Like he's tough.
Yeah, they were playing the Pistons the other night, and the Pistons were coming at him and kind of were being cheap and playing the 90s bully ball. He didn't care. He's knock him down. He just gets up, kind of smiles about it, and then goes back and then just crams it down.
Is he going to win an early title? So he's 22.
22. He could, yeah. I mean,
I have a trivia question.
If Oklahoma City is healthy, I have a hard time betting against Oklahoma City. It feels like they're just kind of on cruise control right now, but I mean.
You guys can't look this up, okay?
All right.
This is a tease. Who is the youngest player to average at least 20 on an NBA Finals, on a team that won the Finals?
Did Magic average 20 his rookie year?
In that season.
Because they won.
I will give you a hint.
All right.
Again, because this is a tease.
Yeah.
Magic is not the answer, although he was 20 in 1980. Mm-hmm. That would have been the youngest, but he did not average 20 points.
Okay. That's why I was wondering. He wasn't quite the scorer that, you know.
Yeah. So that could I mean, could be Wemby.
Youngest to win a title?
No, youngest player to average at least 20 on a team that won a title that season.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. 20 and win a title.
So we'll get to that. Right. I want you guys to noodle with that. Cool. Coming up next on The Fan. Okay, so we're talking about Victor Wembanyama, and boy, I tell you what, I think the sort of the general thought is he's a little young yet, and the Spurs are good, but you kind of have to take your lumps in the playoffs. And Oklahoma City's awesome, and they're the favorite, and they're the champs, and this and that. Well, so far, Victor Wembanyama has taken a giant steaming dump on all of that because they have beaten the Thunder 3 out of the 4 times they've played, and they are chasing them down. I know Oklahoma City's been injured, but the Spurs continue to win and have impressive wins, and they play great defense.
3 back right now of them.
And they are chasing Oklahoma City down in the West.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. If the Spurs and Thunder meet, or just the idea of the Spurs winning the title, I don't think it should be that out of the question when you have a player like Wembanyama.
No, and it's a solid team.
He's 22 years old.
The Spurs are just good. And they've got some depth too. And I
but
think
for some reason, don't you think though? For some reason, they're still kind of being counted out.
Well, we said the same thing last year about Oklahoma City. Even though Oklahoma City, like the Spurs were bad last year, but Wemby was out with the blood clots. But yeah, that was the knock on Oklahoma City. People were like, "Well, you're too young." Well, that's experience, sure, but sometimes that you can take that and you can cram it in your cram hole. And it does feel like the Spurs are one of those teams that would be able to do that. I think if you are dismissing the Spurs simply because of the youth thing, then you're silly. Just like I said last year, you were silly to dismiss Oklahoma City. But there were plenty going into last year's playoffs that said the same thing about Oklahoma City. You're too young, because there's always been that thing. Like it goes back. Like the Pistons have to fight their way through the Celtics, and the Celtics have to fight their way through the Lakers, and the Bulls have to fight their way through the Pistons, and there's always the next one. And sometimes there's not a team you have to fight your way through. You just jump up and you're there.
Well, imagine the combo if the Spurs win one.
Oh God,
at his age,
it'll be ridiculous.
I mean,
yeah,
not one,
not two,
not.
Yeah. And we said, but I would like to point out, we said that about Giannis. We said it about Jokic.
Totally.
Winning multiple championships is really stinking hard. Say it about Boston. Remember, when Boston won theirs, it was like, oh my God, like Boston's about to go on a run. Well, no, they're not.
Well, but they don't have a player
quite like
Wemby.
No.
And listen, I'm telling you, I think the NBA sucks, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But why the hell they are not promoting anything and everything that guy does on any given night is beyond me. And maybe they are. You need to watch him play.
Yes.
Like, dude, the NBA, he is the best thing, one of the best things going in all of sports.
Yes.
And the NBA has him, and they're going to have him for a long time. It's really, really amazing to watch him play.
And that was a scary thing when he had the blood clots, because it was like, oh my God, is this going to be a reoccurring thing? Because the only thing that derails Wemby at this point is injuries. But when he is on the ice, he is ice. Sorry, I'm watching hockey. I got hockey on my brain.
What if Wemby did play on ice?
Well, he would be, what is he, 7'4"? On skates, like you're adding many, many inches. He would be like 9 feet tall on skates.
I think if you had the NBA play on ice, I think he'd be the best player still. Don't you think?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
He might have a hard time. By the way,
well, they all would have a hard time.
Old Kachuk there just got knocked out of the game by the Red Wings. They just delivered an old-fashioned shillelagh to his ass.
Loser.
Take that. And it was a Swede.
Why don't you go win a gold medal?
He did. But it was a Swede that did it, not a Canadian, but just saying.
Okay, here it is. Are you ready?
Yeah.
You ready? Who is the youngest player to average at least 20 points on a team that won a title that season?
My guess was Magic. Obviously, that wasn't the case.
No.
Give me a time frame.
Am
I in the 80s,
within
90s?
the last 10 years?
Fairly
80s,
recent.
90s, or today?
Not within the last 10 years.
Okay.
But he is a guy that...
Tim Duncan.
No.
I was going to say Kawhi Leonard.
He wasn't that young.
No.
The Spurs won.
Oh, the Spurs. Yeah,
he was the MVP.
I forget about
against the
that.
Heat.
That's a good guess.
He wasn't that young, was he?
How
young was he?
He was young. I don't know if he was. 20 is. You are a baby. Yeah, it's like your first or second year.
Well, no, average 20.
Oh, average 20.
Wemby's 22.
Yeah, but you're still young.
I was thinking he's probably 24 at that point, maybe 25.
I don't know who you got.
I played the drum roll way too soon, didn't I?
You did. Well, you didn't give us a chance to kind of.
You didn't give us. Yeah, you
I
told us to
screwed that
guess
up.
it,
Yeah,
you didn't
You didn't give us a chance to really guess, because Jokic wasn't that young when he won his title.
The answer
When Giannis. That was a long time ago.
is Kobe Bryant,
Oh, really? Huh. You gotta go back.
who is now deceased. The year 2000,
I believe it's the year 2000.
Fun fact, Kobe is also the second youngest and the fourth youngest.
Oh, okay.
The only guy in the top 4 that's not Kobe is Kareem, who is number 3.
When he won his in Milwaukee.
Yeah, exactly. 1977?
Something like that, because he came to the Lakers in 79-80, because Magic's rookie year would have been that 79-80 year, I think.
Do you know who the youngest player ever to win a title?
Youngest player
18
ever.
years old.
18?
Yeah, we got a ring at 18.
Oh, my God. So
Can
you went right from high school. So it wasn't like Moses. I'm trying to think of other guys that like went right from high school. I don't. Who else jumped?
It was Darko.
Oh, my God.
On that old Pistons team.
Really?
Yeah. 2004 Pistons.
Wasn't that the draft? Like they took him ahead of what, D Wade and Carmelo Anthony?
Yeah, that was the LeBron draft.
That was LeBron.
Darko, and then Melo, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh.
Whoops.
Yeah. Chance.
Yeah.
Was on that team.
Did you see Chris Bosh? Chris Bosh had he put out I think he had like a vein explode or something yesterday. Did you see that?
Yeah, he woke up in a pool of his own blood.
Pool of his own blood.
Yeah, he said he's lucky to be alive.
Yeah.
What's up with his body?
Oh, well, he's had blood clot problems and stuff for it essentially retired him if I'm not mistaken. And so I think all that like deep vein thrombosis, I think all that stuff has to do with that. I think he's got circulation problems. But yeah, I saw he like posted, he didn't really say what it was, but he said he woke up in a pool of his own blood and it was really scary and he almost died. And then I think I saw that it was all related to blood clots. So, but I guess he's doing okay now, or at least doing better because he's posting stuff on Instagram.
Okay, coming up next, we're going to go back to the Combine. There is a new team that is, would be the word, like connected to Kenyon Sadiq.
Oh.
Yeah.
He will be number 1 tight end drafted.
So we'll get to that and other items. We had a trade today as well when we return. But first, Stephen with SportsCenter.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, Oregon State, they've decided to part ways with men's basketball coach Wayne Tinkle. Tinkle still had 1 year left on his contract, but Oregon State will reportedly pay his $3 million buyout to get out of the Tinkle business after this season. Tinkle's been given the opportunity to finish the season if he so chooses. Tinkle is 176 and 204 in 12 seasons. Of course, he went to the 8 in 2021 in that run. Beeve 16 and 14 currently this year. Indianapolis Colts, they have given quarterback Anthony Richardson permission to seek a trade. The former 4th overall pick has started 15 games for Indianapolis, throwing 11 touchdowns and 13 interceptions. New York Jets, they are sending pass rusher Jermaine Johnson to the Titans for defensive tackle Devondre Sweat. The thought now is the Jets will select either Ohio State pass rusher Orville Reese or Texas Tech pass rusher David Bailey with the number 2 overall pick in the upcoming NFL Draft. Senate Bill 1501 for Moda Center renovations has officially been passed by the Oregon State Senate's Rules Committee. The vote was 4-1 in favor. Bill now goes to the Ways and Means Committee. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has been cleared to return to action after missing the last 9 games due to an abdominal strain. He will not be on the OKC's injury report as the Nuggets take on the Thunder tomorrow night. And the Grizzlies are signing big man Taj Gibson. Gibson's 40 years old, back for his 17th NBA season. He'll be the 35th player all-time to ever appear in an NBA game after the age of 40. For more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Stephen Vaughn from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work. Insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Okay, back to the combine. We had a trade today. The Titans got Jermaine Johnson, the edge rusher from the Jets.
Yes.
In exchange for Tavondre Sweat, the nose tackle. So that's Johnson was the number 26 pick in the 2022 draft, and he was drafted by Robert Saleh, who is now the head coach at Tennessee.
And the only real year that he's had that was good was under Saleh, and he's kind of been he hasn't performed well, and then he had a torn Achilles, and then so Saleh feels like obviously he's comfortable and get something out of him. Sweat in the middle is a good run stuffing big, and he's 2 years where he's really cheap. He's got 2 years left on his rookie deal, second round pick out of Texas. So if you're the Jets, it's another. I think the Jets, believe it or not, have been pretty shrewd in this teardown. In a lot of draft capital. This is a draft where edge rushers are aplenty. Johnson's expensive, so you get cheaper. You get another run stuffing guy in the middle, and they're going to spend that number. Their number 2 pick, I believe. They're going to spend it on one of the elite edges. So this, I can't believe I'm saying it, but the Jets, they still have to fix quarterback. But the Jets appear to be making some very nice moves over the last year and a half.
Do you think it's important that the Jets keep their coach awake at the combine?
I want to give the Jets credit. I really do. And then you see that Aaron...
He fell asleep at the combine.
Yeah, it's not the
best. There's video of it.
I know. But what's he
Aren't those really boring? Like, I fall asleep watching the combine.
Yes, it's not his fault. I mean, there's only so many times you can watch someone run a 40.
But you're not an NFL coach.
I understand, but
be.
There's people there that have stopwatches. You're going to get all the measurables.
Yeah.
Maybe he had a late night.
Right.
I'm not.
He looks like he might party a little.
I'm not going to kill him, but it's not the best look. Because if you were like the GM of if this was the GM of the Rams or something like that, you could be like, all right, well, whatever. But the Jets, it's not the GM, he's the head coach.
We got the second pick in the draft.
I know.
What if it was a position group that they're not interested in?
Well, and that's unfortunately it's not, because the position group that was doing stuff today is the linebackers and edge rushers, and I guarantee you with that number 2 overall pick, they're taking an edge rusher.
They're taking one.
Well, maybe it's what's his nuts, the Texas Tech guy.
Yeah.
And so they
they're like,
they already know that.
David
So it's
Bailey.
like, let's take a nap. We're gonna draft that guy anyway.
I like that. I like that sort of
let's do that.
That approach.
We'll see if they get an interception next year. Then I'll start listening.
That is one of the all-time bizarre stats. The New York Jets did not get a single interception.
Do you think
that's my problem? Is he fell asleep? They didn't get an interception last year. Like, maybe do a little work. That's all I'm saying. Like, come on.
I mean, it's not all his fault.
It's crazy.
But yes, you would expect your coach to
a
stay
defensive coach as your head coach. That's partially your fault.
Will you bet? I don't know if this is going to be an available bet on the market, but when the Jets open the season next season, would you bet that they do not get an interception?
I would bet that they get one.
No.
Week 1.
You would bet that they do
Week
get
one.
Yeah, I want to bet the quarterback that they're facing to throw an interception.
Really?
Why?
They didn't get one all of last year.
Statistical average. It's never happened. Ever. It can't happen
But
again.
it did happen.
It'll never happen.
It's got to go back to the mean at some point.
Wait a minute. I'm not saying it's going to happen again. I'm just talking about week 1.
They'll get a pick in week 1. I'm with you. Yeah,
Boy, I tell you what, I might load up on no.
Do it.
They're terrible. Did they get anybody? They traded away Sauce, right?
Yeah.
So do they have anybody that can catch back there?
Trading away Sauce was the best thing that ever happened. They got 2-1. The Jets, if the Jets find a quarterback, which they don't have, but if they find a quarterback, the Jets have set themselves up to have a nice little turnaround here.
As long as their coach stays awake.
As long as their coach stays
Awake.
And maybe away. I don't know. I want Aaron Glenn to succeed. He was so good in Detroit as a defensive coordinator. It can't be as bad as it was last year. So.
Oh, I definitely think it can.
No.
It can always get worse.
Don't overthink the room. Draft.
You know that.
Draft David Bailey, who had a really, really nice day at the combine.
And then give him steroids.
I don't think David Bailey needs steroids. Or maybe he's already on them because that dude had
Improve his steroid regimen.
That dude had a day.
So Kenyon Sadiq, the better Kyle Pitts, is now connected to another team. Now, this is an interesting one because they don't pick until 30.
Yeah.
So they'd have to trade up probably. But he is connected to Bo Nix and the Denver Broncos.
Okay.
Apparently the Broncos love him, and he loves his chemistry with Bo Nix.
Yeah.
And there's a thing there. There's a love affair there. They're in love.
He will be the first tight end taken, hands down.
But he's not going all the way to 30.
I wouldn't think so, but I will tell you this. Because some people, there's this idea that he is like an elite tight end prospect, and that's just not true. He is the best prospect in this class. But I think you can say this about almost every position in this year's draft. Quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, tackle, D-end, defensive tackle, cornerback. There you go. Every one of the guys that will be the first one off the board at those positions, most years would not be the first one off of the board at their position. Safety is the exception to that. Linebacker is the exception to that this year. So Sadiq would not go over Brock Bowers. He would not go over Tyler Warren. He would not go over probably Colston Loveland. He certainly wouldn't go over Kyle Pitts. So I don't think he's going to be there at 30, but I think if you ask, because some people I saw him in like that 12 to 13 range, he will be closer to that than he will be the top 10. So I think if you're Denver and you loved him, if you moved up into the early 20s, I think you could get him. I think he will be somewhere in the 20 to 23, 24 range. I don't think that someone is going to grab him in those early teens. Could be someone falls in love with him, but I think he is more of a mystery to some. I don't think he is a slam dunk the way maybe here locally we talk about
It's
him.
not a direct one-to-one comp, but it reminds me of the opposite of Ruben Bain, where Bain was so productive in college, but he's not going to have the measurables. He has the short arms, where Sadiq, you always kind of wanted a little bit more out of him, but his measurables are going to be off the charts.
I'll be interested to see what his measurements are at the combine, because he is, and it's going to sound weird, he's a big guy that doesn't necessarily have natural big guy frame. Like George Kittle is about 250 pounds, right? And Sadiq, they say, was 244, 240. So you think 5 pounds. I think George Kittle walking around weighs 250 pounds. It's just, he's not like, he's a bigger guy. He's taller by an inch or two, but he just carries a big frame. I think Sadiq probably walking around is probably naturally 215 pounds. But he is a workout warrior and he eats real well, and I think he's bulked up to 245 pounds. That's not a frame that's going to carry 260 pounds. He's just a muscle-bound freak. And so he doesn't necessarily have elite size, even though he looks like an absolute stud. And he's a willing blocker, but he's not. He even said it today at the Combine. I saw an interview. He goes, I'm a willing and I'm a good on-end blocker, but he goes, I get it at the NFL. I need to be better, because he is going to get overwhelmed at his size by bigger defensive linemen and defensive ends and outside linebackers in the NFL. So there's a lot to like about Sadiq, which is why he's going to be the number 1 overall tight end drafted. But I said, it is not like he wouldn't have necessarily the ideal fluid pass catching. He wouldn't necessarily have the ideal size, but someone's going to fall in love with him, because the dude is, I at the Combine, as far as the 40-yard dash and the jumping and all that stuff, he's going to blow the doors off of this thing.
Okay, let's take a break, and when we come back, Wayne Tinkle.
The tickle? What?
The tickler. By the way, I got to throw a nod to Steven over there. In his last Sports Snort, he mentioned Oregon State getting out of the tinkle business. I enjoyed that.
Thank you.
So he is fun. He's been fired.
They've sold their stock in the tinkle industry.
Yeah, they are not in. Exactly. Yeah. I can think of someone who's in the tinkle business.
Diversify.
Russians,
Yeah.
Hotel rooms.
Hey, did you hear about the elevator accident on the?
I got that in the notes. We'll get to that. That what you're saying is nuts. And I'll tease that by saying that is a golf injury that you have to hear about.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
He's not even Russian.
No.
You would think he was Russian.
He was Italian.
Yeah.
Anyway, Wayne, God bless America.
Yeah.
Wayne Tinkle has been fired. We do not know if he's going to finish out the season. Oregon Live is already out with 11 candidates to replace him. And we're going to get your panties all in a bunch with this list coming up next.
a.m.
Okay, so Oregon Live is already out with a list of coaches who could replace Wayne Tinkle at Oregon State. You know, my guy is not on this list. And I see why, because, I mean, I was thinking of the Utah State guy, and I forget his name. Calhoun, I think.
Mm-hmm.
He's done a pretty good job there. Like, that's a pretty good team.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Utah State and Oregon State are kind of on par, if not maybe even a step down.
Yeah. Well, at least they're
at Oregon State.
Yeah, it's the same sort of thing. So, unfortunately now for Oregon State, you're probably getting a guy that you haven't heard much of.
Well, you haven't heard of most people haven't heard of the Utah State coach either.
That's true.
So they've got Gonzaga assistant Jay Barsh.
Okay.
The last Gonzaga assistant that got hired did pretty well, and that would be Tommy Lloyd at Arizona. You have Jace Coburn at Portland State.
Hey, I don't know much about that whole situation and how long he's been there, but Portland State is a great story in college basketball. That is a tournament team that's on a hell of a run.
That's
right
the guy I would go for. I actually think he's a really good coach. He's gotten talent at Portland State, some bounce back transfers that are actually really good, and he's coached them up to play a really good level. Like, I think he would actually be successful because he's a tireless worker.
80-72 as a college head coach.
He's only 42 years old.
Yeah, he's a young guy.
12-3.
And he's bald. He doesn't have hair like you guys.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought
he has some hair.
No, he's bald.
I think he shaves it, though. I think he actually has hair.
Fake bald.
I've seen photos of him, and I think he's a fake bald. I think he's receding, but it's not bald. He's got a widow's peak, but he's not bald.
Rick Croy, Cal Baptist. Okay.
What?
Justin.
I don't know about you, but I'm not up on my Cal Baptist.
He's been there for 13 seasons.
Oh.
He is 269 and 136.
Well, that's pretty good.
Clearly a winner.
So the Western Athletic Conference is still a thing?
Yeah.
Oh. I would like to point out for one glorious year, I was a member of the Western Athletic Conference.
The WAC.
Yeah. I didn't know that was still a thing. And now we have Cal Baptist in there. Didn't know.
Justin Downer, Point Loma.
Don't know where Point Loma is.
He's Division II.
The Sea Lions.
Khalil Fennel, UT Rio Grande Valley.
Yeah.
What the hell?
UTRGV. That just rolls off the tongue.
Dude. He was an assistant at BYU.
Oh, there you go. Hire that guy.
Aaron Gano, Hawaii head coach. He is in his 11th season there. He's 184 and 124.
He's a good coach, too.
Yeah, he is a good coach. I've seen a few things about him. That'd be a good hire if they can get him to the mainland. Oregon assistant coach Mike Menenga.
12 years under the brush.
Wow, you want to hire the Altman disciple?
Oh, he's been at Maine, Buffalo, Iowa State, Providence, and has been.
Man, your college basketball knowledge.
Yeah, I'm just dialed in.
It's intense.
I've heard of, by the way, like two of these people.
Andy Newman, Cal State Northridge.
Oh, I love me some Andy Newman.
That's a very generic name.
I love, by the way, when we come up with these lists and you get some dip ass on a message board or whatever, or even someone in the media is like, oh, yeah. You're lucky if you've even heard. You're like, oh, who? Andy what? I haven't even known where like 4 of these schools are.
Joe Pasternak, UC Santa Barbara.
I do like the name Pasternak. Kind of sounds like a hockey player.
Are you guys pants tight yet?
I'm gonna call him Big Pasta. There's a guy in hockey that has a name like that, and they go by Big Pasta. So I want him just so I can call him Big Pasta.
It'd be a good, go from Tinkle to Pasternak.
Yeah, Tinkle to Pasta.
Good transition.
Good transition.
Todd Phillips, Utah Valley, 61 and 32, and an NIT appearance.
Now, is Utah Valley different than Utah Valley State?
No, I think it's the same
thing.
They just dropped the state.
Okay.
And last but not
I
least,
partied at Utah Valley a few times.
Chris Victor, Seattle head coach, 43 years old. He is 98 and 65 with 3 win seasons with the Redhawks. Regular season WAC title in 2022.
So we're shopping around the Western Athletic Conference.
It's a lot of Big West WAC.
Yep.
Division II.
And if they're any good at all, they come to Oregon State, win for 2 years, and then leave.
Yeah, well, that's just the way it is now.
Not with Tinkle.
Yeah, the Tinkler was here. I will say that, like in the Pac-12, when the new Pac-12, it should be a decent basketball conference. I mean, I've heard some people that say that if if Oregon State was really serious, they should just go the way that some of the smaller schools are and just focus on baseball and basketball. Just, and that won't happen. Obviously, there's a great football tradition there, but you have seen some schools that just, that say, look, we can't be competitive in the world of football, so lean into what you can and put your resources into mid-majors, and basketball can still be good and be a baseball program.
They'd be pretty good. I mean, how much money can you siphon off from football if you did that?
A lot.
Yeah, so they'd be pretty good probably.
Yeah. Well, it's the idea, like football was always the revenue driver, but then you ask with this new TV deal, which is only like, what, $6 to $8 million? I think, was it 6 or 8? Somewhere in that range. How much of that now is like, how much money are you really bringing in as a football program? And could it be, I just heard the argument. I know people don't want to hear it, but it is interesting because like there's been some schools, the Providences of the world and the DePauls, and it's usually kind of those old Big East teams and like the A-10 that just say, look, we can't be competitive in one thing, but we think we can dump our resources and be a basketball school. And you look at the Pac-12 conference, Gonzaga, San Diego State, there's going to be some good basketball teams
the last 5 years, most of those teams, Boise State, Colorado State, San Diego State, they've gotten at-large bids into the NCAA.
Yeah, it's a good league.
Not just conference championships. And San Diego State got to the national championship game, and then you had Gonzaga on top of that. So it's going to be a legitimately good basketball conference.
Yeah. Well, maybe it was the right move then.
I just think if you're Oregon State, you know what Tinkle is, and he's been fine. And I don't have a problem after 12 years. Now, if you're kicking the ball to the curb after 6 years or 5 years because it's fine and you're Oregon State, I don't buy that. But 12 years of fine, that's not a bad deal to say, can we do better than this?
I'm fine.
New conference and see where this goes.
Yeah.
Just get Coburn on the phone and get him in there. That's the guy.
You like the PSU guy, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did a great job, at least done it so far.
Some say.
Well, I don't think
others don't say.
I don't think some say.
Suk and me said it in your face.
Yeah.
So Coburn here. Let me look at. I'll be the judge of this.
If you can win at Portland State, for God's sakes, you can win. You want to talk about doing more with less? Portland State, the infrastructure of that place, it's so bad.
So he's been there 5 years.
Yeah.
14 and 17 his first year.
Okay.
12 and 19.
All right. Not great.
17 and 15.
Getting better.
19 and 13. And now 18 and 8.
Yes.
And they're going to win the Big Sky.
Yes. And
regular season
go to the tournament.
So
Well,
30.
This is the crappy part about
23 and 10 in league last 2 years.
What are they in conference this year?
12 and 3.
This is what sucks about playing in a place like the Big Sky. You're having a phenomenal season, right? Best season Portland State's had in years. Remember when they actually played Kansas one year in the NCAA tournament, right? You're having the best season. You finally got things.
Did you know that? Did you know that Steven was maybe going to be on that team?
Really?
Not the Kansas team.
No, I don't.
I debated it. Yeah, when I was done at Clackamas Community College, I had a couple D2 offers, and my dream is to play in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
Still is. At 39.
Yeah, he's still dreaming of it.
I have eligibility. But my assistant coach, who's now the TCU head women's coach, he said, "Do you want to play at Portland State?" And I said, "Maybe." He goes, "Well, if you do, let me know, because you can definitely play there, and I can get you on like as a walk-on. But you'd have to, sweep the floor and be the practice player and probably never play."
You could have gone to the tourney though.
Come on, dude.
And gotten drilled by Kansas.
You would have been in the tourney.
Yeah.
And then, fun fact, on that Portland State team, the best player who got the MVP of that game
was it Dominguez? Who was the?
Yeah, Jeremiah Dominguez, Dominic
right?
Waters. They had a bunch of Portland dudes, but the guy who actually got the MVP at Portland State transferred to Concordia and played with us.
Oh,
wow. He was a backup on that Portland State.
What a small little world.
Wait, he backed you up?
No. He was a backup on Portland State.
And then dominated in your league?
No, he didn't. But...
Oh.
I do remember Dominguez, though. My point is, with Portland State, you're having a phenomenal year. It's the best year you've had in years. You run through the Big Sky, you're bitch slapping everyone, and you get one stupid upset in that tournament, and your whole season's kaput.
They're up 3 games in the regular season right now, and they could lose and not go.
I hate that about these small conferences. Is you can and you see sometimes where teams are undefeated in conference play, and then they just get upset, and some team that has no business being in the NCAA tournament gets to go, and meanwhile that team gets to go home. That's the one side of the conference tournament thing that I hate. I would break my heart for Portland State to have this season and then not get to go dance.
And the thing about Coburn is they play a fun style, Portland State. They like to get up and down. They have some really elite athletes that can actually, I think if they make the NCAA tournament, they're not going to win a game, but they could compete with a certain type of team. And they've got some good talent there. I think Coburn can actually get some guys into Oregon State, and they'd play a fun style. So you're probably not going to be at the top of the conference because, as we said, it's going to be a good Pac-12 basketball league, but it's going to at least be more of a fun style of basketball.
All right. Well, you sold me.
Unfortunately, basketball just doesn't move the needle out west.
Call him up. Coming up next, a golf injury you will not believe.
No, sir.
On the Fan.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, Oregon State. They have let go of men's basketball coach Wayne Tinkle. Decided to part ways with him at the end of the season. Tinkle still had 1 year left on his contract, but Oregon State has decided to eat his reported $3 million buyout to get out after this season. Tinkle has been given the opportunity to coach the team the rest of the season if he so chooses. Tinkle 176 and 204 in 12 seasons down in Corvallis, went to the Elite Eight in 2021. Oregon State 16 and 14 on the season so far. Indianapolis Colts, they have given quarterback Anthony Richardson permission to seek a trade to another team. The former 4th overall draft pick has started 15 games for Indianapolis, throwing 11 touchdowns and 13 interceptions. New York Jets, they're making a trade. They're trading pass rusher Jermaine Johnson to the Tennessee Titans for defensive tackle Devontre Sweat. The thought now is the Jets will select either Ohio State pass rusher Arvell Reese or Texas Tech passer David Bailey with the 2nd overall pick in the upcoming NFL Draft. Senate Bill 1501 for Motor Center renovations has officially been passed by the Oregon State Senate's Rules Committee. The vote was 4-1 in favor of. The bill now goes to the Ways and Means Committee. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander has been cleared to return to action after missing the last 9 games due to an abdominal strain. He is not on the Thunder's injury report as they take on the Nuggets tomorrow night. And the Grizzlies, they're signing big man Taj Gibson. Gibson, 40 years old, will be back for his 17th season. He will be the 35th player all time to ever appear in an NBA game after the age of 40. For more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Stephen Vaughn from the Georgia Coy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
My. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Sha-na-na-na-na. Na-na-na-na-na. Bye, bitch.
Okay, we apologize.
It's time for the club, baby. On
juiced up.
105.1 and 1080, The Fan.
Did you just wink at me?
Hoo-wee.
By the way, I just saw the great Nick Daschel has reported
Uh-oh.
that we are not out of the tinkle business just yet.
What? It's not official?
The tinkler
your voice at me?
Does he live?
He will remain tinkling for the remainder of the season.
Oh.
Yeah, he just...
Okay.
Remember they
He's
said
going to finish it
They
up.
gave him the choice whether or not he wanted to finish it off, and he said he hadn't decided yet. Well, the great Nick Daschel and his awesome hair, and we love the Daschels, Barb and Nick.
Yeah. They're a team.
They're a team.
Wonder Twins.
Brother and sister.
Yeah. Barb works here.
Yeah, we love Barb.
She still work here?
Yeah, she just works from home.
Yeah. I hate that. I love Barb.
Yeah, Barb, and she always had little puppies that she would bring in. She trains like service animals.
Yeah.
And but they did say that the tinkler will tinkle for a few more games until this season has ended. So.
Okay. Well, he's a good dude, Wayne Tinkle.
Yes, I've never heard anyone say a bad thing outside of winning. I've not heard one person say a bad thing about the tinkler.
He's a good guy.
And you can't say that. Like Trent Bray rubbed a lot of people the wrong way and was
Oh,
kind
he
of
was an ass.
He was an ass.
Where'd he end up?
He is, I believe, he's the defensive coordinator at Washington State.
Really?
I believe so.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow. Okay.
He's a football guy.
No way.
And sometimes football guy is just code for you're kind of an ass. You rub people the wrong way. But the tinkler, on the other hand, people love the tinkler. He's a nice guy.
Okay, so we've got a golf story here. We're going to tell you guys about out here.
Yeah.
I'm a fan. Sports talk.
Sports. It's not really sports.
I was stalling. Yeah, this is from South Africa.
Did you know this guy, by the way?
Yeah,
I've never heard of him.
faintly remember him. I think he won a PGA Tour event.
It said he had won a couple DPs.
Yeah. I don't know.
You're not into the DP, are you, Isaac Rob? The DP World Tour?
So I bet a little DP sometimes.
Yeah?
There's a couple bros over there that are good bets.
You dabble in it?
I dabble.
Rob dabbles in the DP.
I also dabble. I hate to admit
bros.
this,
A
but
couple bros.
I dabble in live betting.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Wow. You like to bet on the shorts, do you?
A lot of guys are wearing pants now.
Didn't Anthony...
He
are,
did.
Are they wearing pants now?
Some guys are.
Didn't Anthony Kim and his cocaine nose, didn't they just...
He
He
did.
won?
Yes, Anthony Kim won. I think they were in Australia. He won that tournament. He won like 29 under.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing.
Yeah, from where...
And boy, did you see his nose? Or you see his interviews and stuff?
Is it getting better?
No.
Oh.
He looks awful.
Well, his nose claps from cocaine.
Well, it doesn't look good.
Well, normally...
I'm here to report that.
Well, when it collapses like that, there's
See
nothing,
you guys.
there's nothing you can really do about it.
Dude, that guy's a mess.
How much cocaine do you have to do to have your nose collapse?
The only guy you can ask better than Anthony Kim
Yeah.
on that topic is who's the guy?
Artie Lang.
Artie Lang.
Oh, yeah. Dude, his is brutal. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like he's lost half of his face
Yeah.
from doing so much blow.
Yeah. I mean, there's Coke problems, and then there's Coke problems. Well, good for Anthony Kim for overcoming it.
Yeah. He was crying, and
Yeah.
it's the whole thing. He's got a daughter now. She ran out on the green and hugged him, and he said it was one of the best moments of his life.
He's got that ponytail thing going on, and
Super cool.
he's married to a hot.
So this guy's name is Andrea Pavon. He is an Italian golfer, and he has been badly injured from a fall down an elevator shaft.
When I first heard the name, too, like the Pavan, I was like, oh, boy, Russia. Because, in Russia, that's what happens. You speak out against dear leader, you find yourself falling down an elevator shaft or a lot of open windows. That's the only place this happens. But my man's Italian.
Yeah, he's an Italian player. He's in South Africa for a tournament. And they said that...
I think you're laughing. The guy almost died, for God's sakes.
Well, watch where you're stepping.
He fell 2 stories.
3!
3?
3 stories.
Dude, that's like a 30-foot fall.
Good math, Jace.
And look at you you're like, Rob's like, ha, 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 ha. Hilarious.
I bet that looked pretty funny.
Did it? As he was lying there broken in shambles? Probably did. Why?
Oh, come on. Now that's a bridge too far.
It's not. I'm guessing.
Why?
Look, if you fall 30 feet down an elevator shaft and you're lying there shattered, you have every right to ask why. Every single right.
Yeah, that's crazy. So they said people on a text thread with his friends are reporting that he suffered injuries to his back and shoulder and had undergone surgery. He was scheduled to play in the South African Open. Yeah. By all accounts, he's in good spirits, thankful to be alive, and FaceTiming with his kids.
By the way, he needed extensive, not surgery, extensive surgery.
Yeah, he may never golf again.
Yes.
No, why are you laughing?
I'm not, because you're laughing. You thought it was hilarious.
You're like, yes.
My man may never golf again. By the way, how do you not realize that the elevator is not?
Yeah, he just basically said the elevator. So the door's open.
Yeah.
So by the way, major lawsuit here.
Yes.
But the door's open.
Advocates, anybody?
Yeah. The door's open and the car wasn't there.
Yeah.
And so he stepped, he wasn't looking.
No, I'll tell
and
you.
he fell 30 feet.
Yeah, I'll tell you. Having seen enough Die Hard movies and Spy versus Spy, how do you
not see that?
Well, so the door is open, right? I'm assuming that most inside of the elevators have a I meant to do this sort of vibe. There's like a railing, there's some wood paneling. It's not just a cold, empty shaft, and there's a big cable running down the middle of it. Oh, and I don't know, the floor, there's no floor. So your head was so far up your ass. You just opened it and decided to step into the void?
He might have been on his phone or something.
That had to be. It had to be. Stepping into, he had to be.
Come on, dude.
Now the question becomes, what were you doing on your phone? Because that could also be a bit embarrassing.
Probably looking for some swing tips.
I don't know.
Watching some YouTube vids.
Because when you fall in claps, they're gonna find what's on your phone.
Well,
there was a story. I want to say it was maybe 6 to 8 months ago, and it's a horrible story. It's a horrible story, but a guy got into a really serious crash, and he wasn't paying attention, and I don't think he died, but I think he got paralyzed. And when they found him, the wife came or whatever, and he was looking at prostitutes. Yeah, because your phone is open, right? And so they're like, well, was he distracted or whatever? And then they found out my man was he was scrolling hooker ads while driving. Explain that one away to your wife when you're like, yeah, by the way, sorry, I'm paralyzed now, and you have to take care of me for the rest of your life. But also,
how do you find a male hooker?
Well, he was trying to find that answer. Now, I don't think it was a male hooker. And I'm not sure if that's better or worse. But I wonder if while he was lying there in the mangled wreck, I wonder if at some point that crossed his mind. Where he's like, his phone was just out of reach, and he's like, I gotta get to that. Because you can't have the paramedics find, and if you are a paramedic, I think you gotta delete that. I think you gotta if you're lying there, you're like, hey man, my life is probably done. I'm gonna need you to do me a solid here. I'm gonna need you to log on there.
Yeah, but isn't that tampering with I mean, it could be tampering with a crime
That's
scene.
true. But if you're the if you're the paramedic
Do a solid.
and my guy asked that,
Close the window.
yeah, at least close the window.
X out of that.
Or can you go to like, okay, I admit I was doing something. Can you just like take it to ESPN and be like, I was looking up golf scores?
What if the guy asked you, like he was lying there and going,
I would do it.
could you close out
Yeah.
the tab
Thanks.
on my? What was that? Was that me?
That was
Or-
you just laughing just a second ago.
Oh.
I would do it. I would close it out for him. I can't let a guy like your life is your life is already cooked. You don't, and it doesn't do anyone any good. That's not good for the wife. It's not good for the kids. It's not good for anybody. That's one of those.
It also kind of doesn't matter.
Right,
you know?
exactly.
It doesn't matter.
He was distracted. I get it. We all admit he was distracted, but you can't, So I would like to know what my man was looking at, because there's no way he stepped down a 3-story elevator shaft and was like, oops.
Maybe
No.
he was talking to someone or something.
This is like someone said, how do you walk in front of the Max? I think this is worse. Well, is it worse? In my initial reaction to this is worse than walking in front of the Max, but maybe it's not.
It's a good question.
It's got to be the same thing.
Well, they tell us that trains are really quiet.
Elevators are.
Elevators what?
Elevators are very quiet. I mean, obviously.
Well, I think
But the visual.
I would say this isn't as bad, only because when the door opens, you expect there to be a floor.
Well, of course.
Like that,
It
because
seems-
typically if the car isn't there,
Yeah.
the door won't open.
Yeah.
So now, when you're on a train track or a Max track,
Yeah.
guess what? A train is coming.
Yeah.
You can expect that. So how do you get hit by it?
So we're saying that the Max.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, the Max is worse.
I think the Max is worse
Yeah.
because, at least with an elevator, you do expect.
Yeah.
Like, it's not common at all. I've never even heard of this,
No.
where the door opens and the car isn't there.
It's a valid point. Whereas we have all seen a Max on a train.
Yeah, yeah.
When-
The track is
Yes.
like there is no other place the Max will hit you except the track.
Yes. So anytime you are walking near a train track, your first instinct should be, well, I should look for a train. Your first instinct in an elevator is not, I should look for a floor. You assume the floor is going to be there.
Exactly.
I'll tell you what now. Next time I get on an elevator, I may
Yeah.
take a little.
Me too.
Little look-see down.
You ain't kidding, dude.
Imagine if you're the dude behind him, waiting to get on the elevator, and you're like, "Oh no, you go ahead, sir," and then you see him go down. And you're like, "Ooh, ooh." You kind of peering down over that, and you're like, "Oh my."
What
God.
if your worst enemy? What if you were getting into the elevator with your worst enemy,
Yeah.
and you saw it and he didn't? Would you shove him?
Little nudge.
You know,
Whoops.
pretty easy way to.
No,
Why?
because I'm not Putin. I'm not shoving people
You're
down.
far from Putin, sir.
I would think so. I don't have. Look, I may have some sketchy morals. Look, I'm the first one to admit that, but I'm not shoving someone down an elevator shaft, for God's sakes. That's horrible.
Well, it's not just anyone. It's your worst enemy.
Well, I don't really. Still, I don't have a mortal enemy. I have people that I may not get along with, but I don't have like an enemy. Do you have a mortal enemy?
Nah.
Mortal enemy means you want someone dead.
I
I
killed
don't
mine.
wish anyone. I don't wish anyone dead. If I had the power, if I had the like Bruce Almighty, God for a day power, I'm not killing anybody. Not anyone you know.
I mean, it's pretty convenient.
That is pretty convenient.
It's kind of like a
I don't have like an ex-wife or anything.
kind of like a cruise ship.
Yeah. But you don't really see much of the elevator fall. That's kind of a.
Well,
That's
it's because the floor's always there.
Floor is always there. Is it easy to rig? Well, I think that even when it's not there, most people are smart enough to not fall down the elevator shaft.
Yeah.
Have you seen the view from the? Have you seen that photo that was going around at T-Mobile Park?
No.
Yeah, look it up.
What happened?
So no. When T-Mobile, when the roof is closed, you can go on top of the roof, and there's a hole in the roof where you open it up, and there's a little ladder that I'm assuming when the roof is closed, you can get down to the other section. But when the roof is closed, it's a little like 3-foot ladder that goes nowhere. It's just a ladder straight
It's one of
down.
the most frightening things I've ever seen.
And
What do I
look
see?
at
It's like T-Mobile Park roof.
yeah. And there's a photo of a gal who's laying down on her stomach and she's looking over the hole.
I thought it was AI, honestly.
No,
at the
it's
start.
it is.
And then it scared me even more that it was real.
Yes. It is freaky. The idea that someone, like just the idea like, of being up there and peering over that thing, it's something else. And all I could think about was that. That was my first thought, was like, someone's looking over that. What if you're just like horse playing around? You're like, yeah, and then like someone accidentally, they nudge you and down you go.
How long could you hang from that?
4 seconds.
Have you ever done that? Because they say that's like a test of like to hang. With life on the line, I'd probably give you a minute, maybe a minute and a half, but not much more than that.
I don't see it.
You haven't seen it?
I can't find it.
Yeah, Steven knows it's out there. I don't know what you would. T-Mobile roof hole. Oh, great! I'm looking up roof holes.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I know. You got to be careful on
You sure do.
when you're Googling. I was on. We were on Twitter once, and we were talking about. What was it like the Hot Boys? It was like Dan Lanning, Hot Boys. They were doing something. I don't remember what it was. It was like maybe a rap group or something. And I Googled Dan Lanning, Hot Boys. Don't.
Why? Is there something he's covering up?
On Twitter, I just put in the thing Dan Lanning, Hot Boys. And the stuff that popped up was whoa.
By the way, new app idea. Auto close the phone when in an accident.
Yeah.
It's a good app. It's a good idea.
Well, who was the old comedian? Was it Bill Hicks? Remember Bill Hicks? Did you ever listen to any of his
I have never heard of Bill Hicks.
He's the guy that Dennis Leary stole all his stuff from. Dennis Leary is famous because of Bill Hicks.
Dennis Leary's a thief? I thought Dennis Leary's funny.
Dennis Leary is the biggest joke thief of all time.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Bill Hicks died of cancer, and Dennis Leary's act is literally just a horrid ripoff of Bill Hicks.
I've always liked Dennis Leary.
Yeah, but that early Dennis Leary stuff, it's really, really bad, like word for word. But Bill Hicks always had a bit like that he wanted to have a service where, because he died back in the 90s, and his was when you die, he wanted to have a service where a cleaner came over to your apartment and got rid of all of your porno because your poor mom couldn't handle. Like already it was bad enough that she had to come like clean out your stuff, but your mom should not have to see what is in your porno collection. And so there was a service that when you died, like a life alert got sent out and cleaners came in and replaced all of your awful things with very wholesome,
Like the dude in Pulp Fiction.
Yes.
Wolf.
The Wolf.
Harvey Keitel?
Yes. The Wolf comes in and cleans all of your bad stuff and replaces it with good wholesome things. Like
Rob, I'm sending you the T-Mobile video right now.
Please do. I can't find it. Okay.
I can't find it either.
That poor guy fell down an elevator shaft. And by the way, the moral to the story here, well, it's not the moral of the story, but the end of the story is that he has withdrawn from the South African Open.
And may never golf again, by the way.
You will not. There you go laughing.
Well, I think withdrawing from the tournament is the least of his worries.
All right, coming up next, a real-life secret society on The Fan.
Football guy is just code for you're kind of an ass.
Well, the idea of the secret society has always fascinated me, mainly because I have FOMO.
You want to be part of a secret society?
Oh, kind of, yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to wear bird masks, but then you realize, like, when you do read about secret society, it's usually some Epstein stuff,
Right.
And then you're like,
Right.
Like,
maybe I just want to be a fly in the wall. Like, I just want to see how it works.
Yeah.
You don't need to be a part of it.
I've always wanted to be invited to one billionaire party. Like, I had that neighbor in the center that became a billionaire, and I was hoping that he would send me, like, an invite to one party, but I don't think he parties like that, which is disappointing.
But he would never. No offense, but he's not inviting a plebe like you.
I know.
Even, like, if he invited you to one party, it would probably be one of the parties that's above board. Like these. See, this is why I'm this is why I'm fascinated with this topic, because I think there's more of this stuff than anybody knows.
I agree.
And
I think we're hunting humans. Like,
yeah, there's some stuff going down.
There's some stuff.
And it is super top secret. And you're seeing that with the Epstein stuff, that stuff was going down.
Yeah.
You think I feel like that's just the tip of the iceberg. And I'm not saying it's all criminal or whatever. I just think it's all really, really secret.
It feels like most of it's criminal.
It's really secret.
Yeah.
And only a few know what's up.
Yeah.
And that fascinates me.
Yeah.
Like, what is it?
Mm-hmm.
Would I like it?
Every time I see a show or a movie, Eyes Wide Shut, or, Severance or whatever, and you just see like some weird, like you open the door and there's just some weird backroom seance stuff going on. I'm like, yeah, I'd check that out. You'd have to, just for the sake of like
winning another opportunity.
Exactly. Paul Allen, I guess, he had that octopus, the world's biggest yacht or whatever, and then he had a smaller yacht that followed behind it. And at the end of the evening, you had to get on a helicopter or a boat and go from the main yacht to the other yacht. I want to know what was going on that yacht. That's like one of the biggest yachts in the world that I couldn't, like, you were so fearful that I was going to see something. What? Like, you can't be, when you need that kind of privacy, I need to know what's going on. Plus, I have a really bad imagination, and so I think about what I would do if I'm like, all right, I need this kind of secrecy. And then my mind starts to spin, and I'm like, oh my God, I want to see this.
So outside of like alien life,
yeah, which would also be pretty cool.
That would be mind blowing.
Yeah,
and it's coming.
But what about like on the yacht, like E.T., like he's hanging out with extraterrestrials?
Well, right, maybe it's all connected.
Exactly.
Secret societies are aliens.
Oh yeah, lizard people.
Oh, they're reptilian. Or amphibian.
By the way, I saw
peels off that face and it's like V under there.
I saw Bobert the other day.
Yeah.
That dingbat. So the host asked her about Democrats eating babies.
Yeah.
You know that whole thing, the pizza parlor thing?
Yeah.
She believes that.
Oh, yeah, a lot of people do. They're eating the pets. Yeah.
And she said, like, there's evidence.
Yeah, supposedly, I haven't seen it. Supposedly, people are saying there's stuff in the Epstein files that from a code, like
that's what she was talking about.
Yeah, that there's like a code word, like
like pizza's a code, and then like pepperoni is a boy.
Yeah,
I forget what the girl is.
See, that's my only fear is that if I did go down that secret society and we wore bird masks, what if I get to the other side and I'm like all jazzed about it, and then that's what it is, and I'm like, yeah. It's one thing to get like cool, weird, like just, oh my God, I can't believe we're doing this. And then it's another thing if you get to the other side and it's like the other white meat and it's like babies, then you're like, God damn it.
They're eating the pets.
And you know that if you turn anybody in, then you're dead next. And yeah. And I think that's how they get you. Is like once you're there, you're implicated in it. And like you can't, or you just turn into like, you have to be like the Lutnick guy and you're like, well, I went to the island, but again, I was only there for the snorkeling, and that doesn't work.
A great shrimp cocktail. I mean, come on.
Exactly.
So outside of aliens,
yeah,
I feel like the next most mind-blowing thing would be like, what if society is run by secret societies and like all these guys in a room? And
I think that's the only other thing, like you said, besides aliens, that would be the next weirdest thing would be that everything is predetermined,
like totally mind-blowing.
Yeah, what is it, like the Bilderbergs or whatever, like the secret, run by Colonel Sanders, the Rothschilds, and they meet biannually at a Swiss Alps mansion.
Exactly.
Something like that. Yes.
So,
that would be like, oh my God.
Some members of an elite super secretive men's club based in California wine country have allegedly been leaked.
Oh.
The membership list of Bohemian Grove, a private 2,700-acre campground in Sonoma County that hosts an annual 2-week retreat and has a clubhouse in San Francisco, was allegedly obtained by an independent journalist and confirmed by a club member.
Okay.
So what do you suppose goes on at Bohemian Grove?
Well, it's called the Owl and the Rituals. Like that. I'm assuming that it's just weird sex stuff. Like anytime you boil anything down, it's just sex. It's just weird. Like, did you see recently that fraternity that got busted because of the fire alarm?
I did see that. There's the video where the cops were down
Yeah,
there.
like someone got called. I think it was like
It was
a fire.
Iowa.
Yeah, it was Iowa or something. And they went down, and it was just a bunch of dudes like naked, and they had like weird stuff on them, and they were in the basement blindfolded. At the end of the day, secret societies is just about doing weird sex stuff. So I'm assuming.
Yeah, by the way, they weren't naked in the video I saw.
Oh, they were like in their underwear and stuff, and like they were shirtless, and they were covered in some sort of.
Yeah.
They were covered in
That's
things.
just typical hazing, though.
Yeah. Dude, all hazing. Why?
Boys will be boys.
Why is all hazing just dudes having other dudes be some form of nudity and then inserting things?
Well, when I was in college and I was hazed,
Yeah.
it was because they wake you up in the middle of the night, and then they take you to the basement. So you're generally in your sleepwear.
Okay.
So that's why.
There you go, your undies.
But those are, I mean, I don't know. That just looked like a normal, stupid college hazing bit.
All I know is
But what was weird about it was if you haven't seen it, it was at Iowa. The cops show up.
Yeah.
They got a call, the fire alarm,
Yeah.
and these dudes refused to give the phone number.
Yeah.
Or give of their leader. I don't know, the house dad or something.
Sure.
Who was probably just out drunk.
Yeah.
They were like, no, we will not put you in contact with him.
Yeah.
And so the cop's like, there is no one here can call him. And they're like, nope, sorry.
We're busy in the
Weird.
middle. We're in the middle of doing whatever it is we're doing.
Yeah, so weird.
The idea that anyone would, I don't know, that fascinates me. You're getting into a whole weird thing. Like, why I would let another man strip me to my undies and then take me to the basement and like smear things on me. Yeah, we're not doing that. But
Yeah,
anyway.
you wouldn't have done well in a fraternity.
No, I would not.
That is what they do, and it's very stupid. And it's not even like, it's just an eye roll. It's like,
Yeah, well, I'm not doing that.
I have a buddy who is at KU who I think I've told you this before, but one of the best hazing stories, and a lot of the frats hazed back then, and it was like I said, there was nothing bad. It was just dumb.
Yeah.
It's like whatever. What are we trying to get out of? I don't know. Anyway, I had a buddy in another frat at KU who said that Rob Riggle. So Rob Riggle went to KU.
Yeah.
Rob Riggle was one of the upperclassmen in his frat. And, of course, the upperclassmen are the ones that
Haze
come and
them,
yell
yeah.
at you and
Yeah.
say funny things and demean you and stupid. Well, he said Riggle would haze them, and he said it was the funniest S you have ever heard in your life, and they could not laugh. Like, the whole bit was, Riggle's going to come down here, and if you laugh, well, I mean, what would they do?
Yeah.
Probably nothing.
Nothing.
But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, you can't laugh.
Yeah.
And he said, dude, it was so freaking funny how good Rob Riggle was.
At least that's good, because every time I read about hazing, it just seems like a guy that doesn't want to admit that he's gay wants to do gay things to other guys. Like every bit of hazing, to me, just seems like repressed homosexuality.
I'm gonna have sex with this guy.
Yeah, it's like, oh my god, dude, we're gonna get
Such a funny prank.
so crazy. We're gonna totally prank you by having sex with another man. It's like, dude, if you want to be gay, just be gay. Like the idea that like a frat guy's like, dude, we're gonna tie this string to your wiener. It's gonna be hilarious. I'm like, first off, I'll tell you right now that if you're gonna tie something to my wiener, you're gonna have to try a little harder than you. If you don't do it, you're not in this frat. Yeah, we're not.
I guess
doing
I'm not in the frat then. There
Yeah,
we
it's
go.
just it's fascinating to me. Like in all the football stories, right? Like all like the football hazing, it's always like a plunger and you're inserting. I'm like, what?
Well, that's more power. Like, that's...
Yeah, I'm saying you're gonna have to beat me unconscious before that happens. We're not doing this. But I just, at the end of the day, like I think all these secret societies, and you see all these things on cults, whether it's Koresh or whether it was like the Warren Jeffs guy, it all just comes down to this one dude wants to sleep with a bunch of people and he can't get laid any other way, so he concocts some sort of weird thing so he gets to sleep with a bunch of people. And then somehow everyone's like, well, this is normal.
So some of the names on the list Conan O'Brien.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He's part of the secret society, huh? He
Yeah.
seems like kind of a freak.
Again, this is you're taking it a little. I
I
mean,
love Conan.
who
I hope
knows?
it's not bad.
No,
Maybe
I
it's
know.
fantastic.
No, there's weird stuff going down. I want it.
This is an elite, super secretive men's club based in California. It's called the Bohemian Grove, and
men's club.
Yeah, when you say men's club,
Isn't
you
it
know
great?
weird
Hey,
things
dude,
are going down.
no chicks allowed. I got a good idea why. Because they're all going to look at this and be like, this is really dumb.
so you got Conan O'Brien, you got
Sausage fest.
billionaire former New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg.
Okay.
You
know
have
that,
ex-Google CEO Eric Schmidt.
Dude, there's way weird stuff going down.
You have Jimmy Buffett before he passed.
What? The Buffett?
Buffett was down there.
Dude, I love Buffett.
Billionaire political donor Charles Koch. Paul Pelosi, husband of Nance Pelosi.
Huh. Well, this is some heavy hitters.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
This says the club is famous for its cremation of care ceremony and high-level networking, and is long rumored to have been acting as a social club for the powerful. A Bohemian Club spokesperson said the group does not maintain lists of its members due to the highly hush-hush nature of the secret society.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you. It's just weird sex stuff.
They're just networking.
Yeah.
And
business,
networking.
business ventures.
That's
Yeah.
what they call it, networking.
I'll tell you right now. You get a group
What,
of
network
guys.
tonight? Sure.
If you get a group of guys together, you get a group of 40 dudes together, especially rich guys, and you're in a secluded whatever, like a cabin, and they all have money and no girls are allowed. Yeah, I'm sure everything's going to be on the up and up. You can't put. This is like why sports and military, it's all the same thing. I truly believe you cannot put more than 10 men in a room isolated by themselves and not have it turn into something illegal or at least really, really bad. It just, we don't have the ability to do it.
A couple of others on the list. Former Secretary of State Henry Kissinger, who I believe finally passed. Did he not?
Yeah, he died.
He died. He was like 100 years
Yeah, I
old.
think we talked about that.
And then also legendary actor Clint Eastwood. Uh-oh.
I hope he brought Clyde with him.
And Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas.
Oh, and we're not supposed to believe that there's weird sex stuff going on? I guarantee with Clarence Thomas there's weird sex stuff going on.
So,
Boy,
yeah.
I bet you that is a hell of a night. To be a fly on the wall of that place, jeez.
Yeah, some of the other names I don't recognize. They're just rich guys. But, yeah.
The Bohemian Grove.
Bohemian Grove.
Yeah, it says here their symbol is a 40-foot concrete owl.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not going to be at all weird. Dude, what's up with the big concrete owl? Don't worry about it, man. We got this.
Well, no one's going to ask because they're never going to see it.
No one's going to ask. The first rule of Owl Club is
It's
you
out
don't
in
talk
wine.
about Owl Club.
Out in wine country, which is the perfect spot, by the way. I picture robes,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Cabernet.
Yeah, long flowing robes. There's I guarantee paddling is somehow involved. I don't know what it is, but some dude always wants to hit another dude on the ass with something. Again, how many of the world's problems would just be solved if, like, rich, powerful men just admitted they wanted to be gay every now and then? I think all of them. I think all of the world's problems could be solved if just every now and then a man was like, dude, I just want to be gay for a little bit and don't judge me. Because that's what all his secret society is. He's just built up repressed.
I'm gay.
Built up repressed sexuality.
Well, I love Conan O'Brien, so
I do too.
I'm hoping he's not up to anything nefarious. All these others can, whatever. Maybe Jimmy Buffett. Like I
I
gotta
would be bummed if
Buffett.
Jimmy,
He's awesome.
I think so. Well, he was. He's dead now, but
Yeah, I know, but I just mean just the idea that Jimmy Buffett and Conan O'Brien were a part of it makes me believe that it was great
I want it to
and
be.
on the up and up.
I got to get closer to that billionaire guy that used to live next to me, my buddy. See if I can.
Again, he ain't telling you anything.
I got to regain his confidence.
What
see if
you
he'll-
need-
He joined the Bohemian Club. You don't know.
he'll spill
Here's
the-
what you need.
spill the-
Your
spill the
ticket
beans.
is the hots. Throw the hots on the billionaires and get the info from the hot. That's what the Russians do.
Yeah.
I was just reading about this today.
I don't have enough hots.
Did you read about the Russian
Bill Gates?
Well, that was where it started.
Yeah.
But the Russians, they're talking about espionage.
Yeah.
And basically the Russians, well, all of our enemies will stop at nothing to
Yeah.
get information.
Yeah.
And all they have to do is throw some TNA in our rich guy's face
Yeah, it
or our
works.
important guy's face,
Yeah.
and it works. So all you have to do is be the one behind that, not the Russians.
I don't know how to get the hots. Like, You gotta
I
like,
can help you.
you gotta get some like serious. Well, that's how the Mexican mafia guy got brought down. Did you hear the latest on that? Supposedly.
No.
Yeah, I think they found her.
Oh,
That's the rumor.
Is she dead?
Well, yeah.
Killed her.
Wasn't that an OnlyFans model?
The rumor is that the brother turned her in. I don't know how like confirmed, but that's the story that's going around. But yeah, the closest I ever come to a secret society is my gal has a group of Asians that she hangs out with. She goes to like family dinners with them, and they're all from all over, right? You got like she's Japanese, they got Vietnamese and whatever, and there's a group of uncles, and they're all from like Vietnam and Laos, and none of them really speak English, and they have like head tattoos. And no one really knows what they do, but they hang out in the back and they chain smoke and they gamble on everything. And I feel like I need to be a part of that, and I've yet to be. They kind of scare me. They intimidate me. I don't know what they're up to, but I want in, and I haven't been able to crack the uncles.
Crack the code.
I just feel like because they're always going back and forth to Vietnam, and no one really knows why. But like I said, one guy came back and his whole head was tattooed, and I'm like, God, I want to go to Vietnam with that guy. But I'm also a little scared that I may never come back. That's the closest I'm ever going to come to a secret society, the Society of the Asian Uncles.
You know, Donald Trump Jr. has his own. We talked about this.
Yeah.
That one's in D.C.
Yeah.
500,000 to join.
Little.
Actually, I think it's 500,000 a year.
A little short. You want to spot me some?
No. I forget what it's called. But here's a story of, and the headline is Wild Secrets of Don Jr.'s MAGA Millionaire Club Exposed.
Yeah.
It's behind a paywall.
Yeah. Damn it.
I'm going to try to send it to ChatGPT, see what I can find out.
Let's go to break. When we come back, maybe we'll have it.
See, I'm fascinated by this stuff.
Oh,
I'm
I
going
know.
to start my own.
So just become a strip club bouncer. There's your in for the hots.
Exactly.
I could be a
It's
strip
not
club
hard. They're
bouncer.
everywhere.
Yeah.
All right, here's Steven with SportsCenter.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, Oregon State, they've decided to part ways with men's basketball coach Wayne Tinkle. Tinkle still had 1 year on his contract next year, but Oregon State will reportedly pay his $3 million buyout to get out of the Tinkle business this year. Tinkle has been given the opportunity to finish the season if he chooses so, and according to numerous people, he will finish out the season in Corvallis. Tinkle was 176 and 204 in 12 seasons, highlighted by that Elite Eight run in 2021. Indianapolis Colts quarterback Anthony Richardson has been given permission to seek a trade. The former 4th overall pick started 15 games for the Colts, throwing 11 touchdowns and 13 interceptions in his career. New York Jets, they have made a trade with the Tennessee Titans. Jets are sending pass rusher Jermaine Johnson to the Titans for defensive tackle Tavondre Sweat. The thought now is the Jets will take either Ohio State pass rusher Arvil Reese or Texas Tech pass rusher David Bailey with the number 2 overall draft pick. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the reigning NBA MVP, has been cleared to return to action after missing the last 9 games due to an abdominal strain. He is not on OKC's injury report for tomorrow's night game versus the Denver Nuggets. And the Grizzlies, they are signing veteran big man Taj Gibson. Gibson, 40 years old. It's going to be his 17th NBA season. He's the 35th player ever to appear in an NBA game after the age of 40. For more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Stephen Vaughn from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at WarrenAllen.com.
All right. Well,
what was that?
our sources are speaking.
Yeah, we were talking about Bohemian Grove, and one of my buddies calls me and is like, "Do you not know about Bohemian Grove?" I'm like, "No." He goes, "Dude, I'm going to send you videos." He's all about it. He goes, "I've been looking at it for years." He was saying that like there's rumors of like human sacrifice to that big concrete owl.
Oh, come on.
No, and that they bring in like I guess it's shockingly enough, it is all about the ladies. They bring in the hooers. And like every modern president has been a member of this. Like this is where they decide who's going to be president. Yeah, full on like secret society.
I get that part, but why would you have to sacrifice a human being?
Because that's what you do in secret societies.
Just
why else build a big owl?
It's because it's satanic. It's all about Satan, and that's the only thing that he accepts is sacrifice of human.
Jimmy Buffett was
I've
not
gone down this rabbit hole a few times.
I'm sorry.
You do know
some about it, yeah. Like I get conspiracy theories on my TikTok all the time about Beyonce and Jay-Z and all these people.
You guys, Jimmy Buffett was not satanic, and neither is Conan O'Brien. Although I could see Conan being
sounds
satanic.
like something that maybe a member of the Bohemian Grove would say.
What you want to say there, Isaac?
I just did.
Interesting. Yeah. the
Well, forward us some videos.
The theory is they perform human sacrifices to a pagan god. It's unfounded, but popular in conspiracy theories. InfoWars' Alex Jones infiltrated the event in 2000, claimed the ceremony was a real sacrifice. The claim dismissed by other observers, saying that it was a staged dramatic event.
There you go.
I don't know.
There you go. Now, see, that makes more sense.
I couldn't tell you.
Come on, man.
Look, I just want to be there, I just want to be a fly on the wall, see what's up.
What's up, Nimick? I see Andrew Nimick. I think he's coming up after us, so.
Is he a member of the Bohemian Grove?
Ooh, this is a good question.
He said yeah.
If there is a fan personality that is a member of a high society.
Well, none of us are high society, though.
Well, but I just mean, like a kind of a...
Who has the moral flexibility?
I think Swigard.
Ooh, I could see that.
Don't you think?
Yeah. I think Swag.
Maybe some hidden money.
I think Swag's technically, he might be up to stuff already. I've suspected him for years.
Well, Suk, you just said you'd want to join.
You'd be a hell of a candidate, too.
I'm not saying I would stay. I'll tell you this. Would I join? I don't know. If you asked me, would I want to go for a night? Yeah.
You're hanging out with Conan, and he's like, hey, Big Suk, let's go to the Bohemian Grove tonight.
I hate to say this, but 100% yes.
If you're a man and Conan O'Brien invites you to the Bohemian Grove tonight,
yes,
you better effing go.
Yeah.
If you don't, I don't even know what you're living for.
Exactly. What are the
This is it. This is that is the moment. That is the portal.
This is your moment.
That is it.
As long as the cartels aren't involved, I draw my line at the cartels. As long as it's not the cartels, I'm going.
What if
I want to see it.
What if you get there and El Mencho's sitting right there?
Well, then,
he's like, I'm not dead.
Damn it.
Sit down right there, Big Suk.
Take a little.
Let's have a chat.
See, that's my scary thing. But it's a once in a lifetime opportunity. I'd have to say yes.
Exactly.
I'd have to. I've always wanted to see it. Just once. I want to take a look inside this is how effed up the book is. Just once. That peek inside of it.
Don't you think when you get into those societies, there's varying levels?
Yeah.
Like there's a level that they would take you to, and then there's other levels that you don't get to see.
Like when we did the private tour of the Vatican, and we got to see all the stuff that isn't shown to the public. And while that was,
I guarantee you didn't see all.
Exactly, and this is my point. Like, we got to see some really cool stuff that they're like, no one sees this. It was like a private tour. And we got to see all these like backroom areas. And while that was awesome, I couldn't help but think, man, if you got into the basement of this place and you got the real tour, think about what the Vatican holds. Like, because there's a rumor they have like the Ark of the Covenant. And there's another rumor they have Jesus' body. And then there's like other rumors that they have like biblical like texts that disprove all of Christianity. I want that. I want to see what's really happening at the Vatican. I want to see what goes on. And yes, I may see something that I'm not going to like that's going to freak me out, but I would still rather see it and at least know it. If you're going to sacrifice something to the owl, I'm not saying I'm on board with it. Would I like to see it once? At least I know that it's there. At least my eyes are open.
Could you keep that a secret?
Oh, 100%. Because I'd be too scared. Because once you see that, they've got you.
You're taking that to the grave.
I'm taking that to the grave. Zero chance. And then when someone's like, hey, what did you see? I'd be like, nothing. Absolutely nothing.
What if you and your buddy that just called you are both invited?
Yeah.
And they sacrifice him?
It's tough. It's a tough call. Then I got to concoct a thing with his wife and know how did he die. Snorkeling accident.
Snorkeling,
It's,
yeah.
It's.
But wait, you guys didn't go snorkeling.
They just don't. Elevator. We opened the elevator and he fell down. I don't know what to tell you. Why is he burned up? I don't know. He fell and he burned into a fiery grave.
We got to wrap this baby up.
So if you are in a secret society, give me a call.
Yeah, that's exactly how not to get invited to a secret society is say on the radio you should call them.
I was in an outlaw bikers club once. I got invited to that. That was kind of cool.
All right, we got to wrap it up. We'll be back on The Fan.
Really big show.
Make sure you're here. Andrew Nemec is coming up next.
I'm going to talk about Bohemian Grove. I'm going to get the lowdown.
Good, yeah. Your buddy seems to know a thing or two.
Dude, he was all about it.
Maybe send those videos on. I'm curious.
He was an expert. And that wasn't like he's
Bohemian curious.
He's like, dude, I've been doing this for years. He was all about what?
What? He's been going there?
I don't know. What if he's a secret member and he hasn't been telling me? That son of a bitch. I've known that guy for 20 plus years and he's in secret societies. What if this is my initiation? Let's do this.
Yeah, he's testing you. The Grove has already reached out. They already have its tentacles in you.
Let's go.
All right.
I'm ready for corruption. For any secret society out there, just so you know, I'm ready for some stuff. I'm ready for robes and bird masks and whatever comes my way. Let's do this. Maybe some paddling, whatever. I do want a cool robe. Robes are pretty slick. Maybe like a big hat. Not like a Pope hat, but I don't know. Sort of cool helmet.
Boy, I'd just be careful. Jeez, man.
They look comfortable. Do some chanting. What was that movie? God, I'm trying to think of it. Oh, Jeremy Piven was in it. The Secret Society of, I don't even know if I can say what that secret society was. Never mind. I'm not sure I'm allowed to say that one, but.
Why are you turning red?
I was just laughing when I was thinking about it. There's a PCU in the movie.
I love that movie.
Yeah, there's a secret order, but I'm not sure we're allowed to say what that secret order is. But yeah, that's a good movie. That's the best thing Jeremy Piven's ever done.
Yeah, I like Jeremy Piven.
I can't say I'm the world's biggest fan, but that was good stuff.
He hasn't done anything in a long time.
Last thing I remember is the
still with us?
Entourage, right? Yeah.
Not dead?
I don't think so. He's still around.
Had some good drops today. Nimick mentioned that, and he's right.
Yeah.
Today was a great drop day.
It was an interesting show.
Goes to the ways and means of a committee.
Yeah, I've had some good ones.
What else do we have here?
You got a New America one, too.
Yeah.
America, yeah! America, woo!
Thanks.
You could loop that. That would be pretty good.
Good times. Thanks. That is so. This show's so dumb.
Did you just wink at me? This show is dumb. I'm so sorry.
I know.
But we're going to do another one tomorrow, 3 to 7 on the Fan. Good night.